and a very happy new year, and welcome to London's New Year's Day Parade 2020. I'm Bob Bone.
And I'm Caroline Barker. Lovely to be with you all. 2020, can it be already? Wherever you are in the world. Enjoy it. What a year we have ahead. And what a 3.5 hours for you, taking in the wonderful sights and the sounds of this year's parade.
There's going to be a really terrific amount of entertainment for everyone watching. The London streets are packed, and I must also give a very warm welcome to our TV audience, both here and around the world, including those joining us for the very first time from American public television.
And we'd love to hear from you. Already, we've heard from those that are tuning in at 7 in the morning to watch their marching bands as they go through the parade. You can be part of it. Use the hashtag LNYDP on social media. Not just us, though. Let's bring in the rest of the teams, starting with Joe and Dan, who are down at the start line in Piccadilly, where it's all about to get underway. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Bob. Happy New Year, Caroline.
Happy New Year.
And of course, Dan.
Joe.
Well, as you can see, the atmosphere is really growing here. Everyone's very excited. And of course, I'm here with Dan. And Dan, you are going to be joining our performers this year, walking the whole parade route with them.
Yeah, I'll be taking it easy. I've had my Earl Grey tea at the Ritz Hotel, and I'm ready for 2020. I'll be in amongst it, not just with the participants, but with the crowds who, yet again, Joe, have turned up in their thousands. It's going to be something special once again for London's New Year's Day Parade. Do I go now?
I was going to say, I think you better start running, Dan.
I'm off. See you later. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year.
Literally moments away from the start, the crowd are super excited, and I'm here with the man who's going to make that happen. Johnny Whaley, over to you.
Welcome to London's New Year's Day Parade 2020 on the count of 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Just describe what you're saying.
I will, but where's she coming to me? You need to tell me because I can't hear. Well, I mean, I've got Twizzy Tours driving past me, incredible electric cars, playing football all the way down along the route. And I think following up just behind these amazing cars, we'll have a very special university marching band from Marshall University.
Does that look, Bob? Incredible.
I think that looks absolutely amazing. You know,
Nothing says New Year's Day like some pink flamingos on top of some electric cars.
You know, we've seen the Twizzy Tours before, and they were very entertaining, but this is really not what I was expecting at all, Caroline, tell you the truth. Anyway, a good start to the parade, and we got our first marching band, as Joe was just starting to tell us there, coming on through the arch that opens the parade, and it's the Marshall University Marching Thunder setting everything in action for us today. They will be arriving down here in the performance finale area in around about half an hour. That's how long it takes them to walk this 2.1 or 2.2 mile route that is London's New Year's Day Parade.
It felt more like 3 miles when I was walking it earlier.
Well, what can I say? Look, the theme for this year's parade is London loves life, you know, get healthy, plenty of exercise, energy and all that kind of thing. So do it a few times, Caroline, and those 2 miles will seem nothing to you.
I love the subtle, passive-aggressive nature of what you said then, Bob. I'll take that note. I will actually be running down to the parade ring in just a moment, because, as you say, that's about half an hour away from the start of the parade. So we've got some special moments coming up in just a moment. I'm going to go down and chat to some of those that will be performing for us and for you. Remember the hashtag LNYDP. Seen some of those already up and awake and enjoying the sights and the sounds of the parade already before they've even got to down here. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram and on Twitter at LNYDP to be part of it. Are you ready? I'm going to leave you, Bob.
Okay, bye. See you later.
Oh, such a tender goodbye. I'm going to head down
That's
to the
a
parade
very,
ring.
very tender goodbye, Caroline. I really mean it. Look forward to you in a while. Hey, look at these guys from Marshall University here. Starting out on the parade route there in Piccadilly, making their way towards Piccadilly Circus, which many people think is the absolute centre of London. You will, of course, be seeing all of the bands in full as they perform their finale piece when they reach the finale area here at the end of the parade. So we're going to see glimpses of the bands as they go through the parade, and indeed all of the other acts, but you will see the whole performance of absolutely everybody in the performance area when they get here. Now we're just watching the ceremonial landaus pull away from underneath the arch, starting the parade in Piccadilly. And we have there in the first one, we have Roger Bramble, who is the founding patron of the parade. Right now, though, we're going to go into the performance area, as Caroline was telling us, and see our first guest, who is going to be Rob King. So as the Lord Lieutenant disappears down Piccadilly there with the Lord Mayor in the following carriage, and then there's third carriage coming up now. We're just going to see the third carriage. The horses are coming into shot, and we're going to see the third carriage, which contains the chairman of the London Mayors Association. Now, the London Mayors Association is a very important organisation that is the sort of glue that holds together all of the civic mayors of London's boroughs. The very, very exclusive membership of the London Mayors Association comprises only of people who are or have been mayors of one of the 31 London boroughs or either of the two cities. And so they will be following the Marshall Band, who will be setting the pace for London's Parade 2020. And now we're moving into the performance area, where we're going to listen for a few minutes to the splendid Rob King in the finale area singing Rise Like a Phoenix.
But you wouldn't know me today, and you have got to see to believe. From the fading light I fly, rise like a phoenix, out of the ashes seeking rather than vengeance. Retribution, you were warned. Once I'm transformed, once I'm reborn, I'll rise up to the sky. You pull me down, but I'm gonna fly. Rise like a phoenix, out of the ashes seeking rather than vengeance. Retribution, you were warned. Once I'm transformed, once I'm reborn, you know I will rise like a phoenix, but you're my flame. Thank you very much.
I mean, come on. That note, this time of the morning, what are we asking of our great, great singers that we've got?
There we go. Well, terrific from Rob King there, and I think Caroline's very shortly now going to be having a word with him. I thought that was a terrific performance.
Thank you, Bob. Hopefully you can hear me. And how good was he? I mean, you can do better than that. How good was he? Hey, there you go. Rob, your adoring fans just there. I'm saying it's a little difficult this time of morning. Well, we have just gone midday here in the UK to hit those high notes. How was it for you?
It was all right. It's very cold, so no, it was good, and it's amazing to be here. So,
and everyone that's come out so early to see you, Sue. We've got Houses of Parliament over there. What an iconic venue!
it's unreal. I've never ever performed anywhere like it, and it might be cold, but the atmosphere is very, very warm. So I'm having a great time.
You've warmed them up already. Where can we see you then from here on in throughout the rest of the year?
So I go on tour with Pantomime, Cinderella with an S, through January and February. I'm back in London on February the 1st.
Who are you playing?
I'm playing Prince Charming, obviously.
Sorry, I don't know why I doubted that.
Ugly stepsister, no. Prince Charming.
Was that directed at me?
No, but I'm going with Davina De Campo from Drag Race UK and Stacey Lane Matthews from Drag Race US. So going all the way around the country, and then we'll go from there. Yeah.
One more time, our very own Prince Charming, Rob King, everyone.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Caroline, and we'll be back down into the performance area in a little while. Meanwhile, we're going to be taking a look at the parade as it meanders its way down. I think it's just made the turn there around Piccadilly Circus, and my goodness, what are those Twizzies up to now? You ever seen anything like this really on the streets of London? It's quite incredible, isn't it? The Twizzy tours, kicking the footballs all the way down the street. Anyway, you can keep in touch with us whenever you're in the world, wherever you are in the world, using Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at LMYDP, and use the hashtag LMYDP. So in a few moments now, I think we're going to go off and meet one of our other presenters up on the route, so that we get a real feel for what the movement of the parade is all about. So as well as Joe up at the start and Dan, who'll be making his way down here gradually throughout the course of the parade, we are also joined by Sarah Hollenby. Sarah, where are you and how are you?
Hi Bob, yes, I'm so excited here because I've never seen so many people on the streets. I mean, we've still got probably 10 minutes to go, but they have been flocking in for the last hour, and you can see the streets are absolutely chock-a-block. At the top of the road, I'm in Whitehall, at the top of the road we've got Trafalgar Square and Nelson's Column. At the other end of this historic street there's Parliament Square, the Houses of Parliament, Big Ben. There's also Downing Street. Boris Johnson won't be making an appearance today because he's on holiday, but we don't need him. Look at all these people. Also, they've been doing lots of Mexican waves in the grandstands as well. I tell you, there's a great atmosphere. We just want the parade now. 10 minutes?
Yeah, well, I reckon you'll be getting somebody. Yeah, about 10 minutes, Sarah.
Great.
But isn't it fantastic that you're getting such a crowd reaction before you've got anybody there?
I know, it is
amazing.
Brilliant, and everyone's in such a good mood. They're really excited. It's a great atmosphere.
You know, the weather helps a bit, doesn't it? It's not too cold out there, is it? Yeah. Well, now, here we are back in Piccadilly again, taking a look at what's flowing through. That, to me, looks like the first of the borough entries that we're just seeing the back of there. We'll be talking to you all about the borough entries in a while. The only reason I know it's a borough entry, or one of the London boroughs, is because I saw one of those familiar red-robed mares at the back of that chariot there.
We'll see the mares parading through as well, these streets of London. 2.2 miles, as you were saying. And you mentioned everyone that's got in touch. Hello to Erin, got up at 7 a.m. to watch the parade this morning. Thank you for joining us. Marshall bands she'll be looking out for at LNYDP.
So this is the herd of Marshall coming towards us, I believe. Yes, that's who it is. And remember, all of the American marching bands and many of the other marching bands as well, you're going to see in full when they get down to join Caroline and I here in what we call the performance finale area. But right now they're going around Piccadilly Circus, and just look how many people there are up there, Caroline.
Last year we saw, I don't know, 500,000, 600,000 people, but it looks like more than that this year that have come down for the parade. Of course, the annual event, the 34th event, free for those to come down and enjoy. And we see after the fireworks on New Year's Eve just how many people want to come and be part of the parade. As well as those tuning in from across the US, we've had messages already from Germany, finding us on YouTube and the like as well.
So, I think we could go back to the start perhaps and see what's going on up there. Let's see if Joe's with us up there now.
Hello, well look who I found in the crowd, someone quite special, Monty Panesar. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and I'm here at the London Parade to celebrate Londoners, and I must say this is the best city in the world.
Absolutely, so who are you here joining today?
I'm here with the Lamborghini Club, and later on during the procession we'll be revving up the engines, waking up London, and there's about 7 or 8 Lamborghinis that I'm part of, So yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole day.
Fantastic. I know it's your first parade, so I'm not going to keep you. Go and join the Land Goers Club, and Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
And Happy New Year.
Thanks very much, Joe. That was great. We're now coming back down into the what Caroline and I are seeing right in front of us. We're actually trying to avert our gaze from time to time because it's too terrifying. This is stunted reality. Oh, my goodness, look at that, Caroline.
This is about as far away as you could get from former England cricketer Monty Panesar, isn't it? Stunted reality, although he will be in a Lamborghini. He might be able to go a bit faster. This husband and wife duo, and the need for speed is there. They've been riding motorcycles, Cassandra has, who we saw just a moment ago, since she was a baby on the back of her mother and father's bike as well. And now we see the professional freestyle motorbikes that they're on at the moment. There with her husband Alistair in there. He's been riding motorcycles for more than 25 years too, both in the stunt business, and it is one of those heart and mouth moments.
It certainly is, and I think we've got more motorcycle stunts coming on in the parade itself in a while, and I think there's going to be some fairly exciting and impressive stuff then. But hey, it's going to take quite something to beat this, isn't it?
Stunt riding is like a dangerous yet passionate dance between woman and machine, says Cassandra.
Okay, so I understand that our good friend Dan has made it away from the start down towards Piccadilly Circus.
Is he still running?
Well, I don't know whether he's running or not, Caroline, tell you the truth. But he's probably made some distance. Here he is. Here's Dan with some Rolls Royces.
Yeah, this is the final Rolls Royce with Miss Christmas in the back. And I always forget what the dog is called. Snowflake, of course. Happy New Year. She's with us every year and she's fabulous. The crowds, and I say this every year, Bob, Caroline, are immense. This is one of the places to come and watch the parade if you don't have a ticket for one of the grandstands, and I reckon they are probably 10 deep. Piccadilly Circus is on the other side as the London mayors go past in the bus, but seriously guys, I don't think I've seen as many people as this over the years. It is just ram-packed, and they're all keeping each other warm as well, so lots of happy faces down here, and really excited to see the rest of the parade come by.
Thank you, Dan, very much indeed. Now you're looking at Roger Bramble, the founding patron of London's New Year's Day Parade and Festival. Served as the Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster in the year the parade was first proposed. He's in a carriage there with the High Commissioner of Bangladesh. And also there is Alistair Hamilton, who is the Her Majesty's Marshal of the Diplomatic Corps, and their special guest, Lady Armstrong, wife of the former Cabinet Secretary. And they're in our lead carriage. Here we are cutting to have a look at the Marshall Band. But remember, as I told you, we'll be seeing the Marshall Band in full when they get down here into the arena for the finale.
The Marching Thunder as they make their way through. Shauna Johnson, who's down with them at the moment, she's taking photos, some great photos coming in from inside with the marching bands too. One of the real delights is that everyone gets to see all the different parade acts. Some 10,000 people taking part in the parade this year as they wind their way through, and then we get to see them up close, full Technicolor, when they come into the parade ring. Hello to Cosmic, who's up before dawn to watch friends in the hashtag LNYDP. That's how you get in touch with us on social media. Waving madly from Indiana. Hello, Cosmic.
And here's the wow, which band is? Oh, this is Delaney Marching Band. We're now seeing the Delaney Marching Band from Timonium in Maryland, making their third appearance in London's New Year's Day Parade this year. They've been entertaining people in London throughout the week with their concert performances at St John Smith Square. But today is the big day, making their appearance in London's New Year's Day Parade 2020. Delaney Lions Roar Marching Band.
The mega inflatables in front of them too, the giant hearts. London loves life, the theme of this year's parade. And you were talking about the London boroughs and the charitable arm of what happens at the parade as well, with the boroughs getting involved in this competition that this year, everyone watching this at home, on YouTube, around the world can get involved in.
Absolutely. The whole thing is that every year now for the last 30 years or so, we have had a competition between the London boroughs, as you know, Caroline, and they all enter floats, or they're all permitted to enter floats into the parade, and they're competing for some very, very hefty amounts of charity money. Over the years, we've raised over £2 million. Putting that into dollars, we're probably talking about 2.5 at the moment, I guess, $1 million, for local London charities. And today, the best entries from the boroughs will be judged by a whole team of people's judges that our commentators along the route have recruited. And they'll be giving their scores for each aspect of the London Borough's performances, and then the prizes will be announced, I hope, at the end of the programme today.
So the People's Vote that you can get involved in via our website too. Just head to lmydp.com to find out more about the London boroughs and how you can vote for your favourite as they come through. Now, when was the last time dinosaurs roamed the streets of London?
Well, actually, I have to say it was about 4 years ago, Carol, in London's New Year's Day Parade. But before that, probably quite a while, I suspect. But I was in Trafalgar Square this morning. We were doing a little bit of promotion for the parade on BBC Breakfast, and it was quite a bizarre sight to see a dinosaur, a Mexican marching band, an American marching band, and some inline skaters as well, all going around Trafalgar Square. Can you imagine what that was like? But anyway, there we go.
Well, I think I'd rather see the dinosaur on the inline skates with a bass drum.
That would be a really special sight. And in the background here, you can see the first of our ever popular group of cheerleaders. Again, drawn from all over the United States of America, the premier cheerleading organisation in the world, probably, Varsity Spirit. And there they are. We're seeing their carefully choreographed routines in due course. All of them will be shown in full down here in the performance area. This is just the first of 4 groups of cheerleaders, and we'll tell you more about them, much more about them, as we go through the day.
Yeah, we should reiterate, we are but your soundtrack for these early stages of London's New Year's Day parade, and you will see the performances when they get down to us in the main performance arena. But we have got another pre-performance coming up for you shortly from KNE. Again, we were lucky a few days ago to have a little sample in Covent Garden, right in the heart of the real shopping district here in the centre of London, of some of these bands and these performers.
That was a fantastic taster of what's to come, I think, and thank you very much for presenting it so wonderfully well, Carol. I mean,
I enjoyed it, as you say.
Really got me very excited as you learnt the samba on the street.
Let's not bring that up again. I think perhaps there is photographic evidence somewhere of that. But we got a taster, a sample of these wonderful marching bands, and of KNE, who we'll see in a moment, part of Britain's
Now you're looking at
Got Talent.
the Brunswick marching band from all the way from Ohio. I'll tell you something about Ohio in a while, actually. It's something that was taught to me by our good friend Dina Blonsky, which was very good fun. But anyway, so the Brunswick Marching Band, one of the biggest units coming in the New Year's Day parade today. And do remember that we see all of the performances of all of the American marching bands and some others down here in the performance area at the end, as they come through the end of the parade route.
10 to 20 deep at the moment, the crowd's there, so they are sampling the sounds as they come down, as they march down as well. Those beautiful plumes, the different colours of the bands that we see. They're used to performing on big occasions, the likes of Disney World and beyond, and of course here at the New Year's Day parade. Shall we hear from one of the many parents that comes with the band, not just the marching band themselves, the family come too?
Absolutely, and they come and support them brilliantly. They really do a fantastic job. Very community thing, this. Let's go and see what Sarah's up to in Piccadilly. Sarah, have you got any bands yet?
We haven't seen bands yet,
okay.
But hang on a second. Who are you? I think they're excited. And here I've got Jen Wiles, who's from Brunswick High School, Ohio, and she's got 2 boys in the marching band. And what are their names?
Zachary and Brendan Wiles.
And what do they play?
Brendan is a snare player, and Zachary's trombone player.
Right, so that must be very loud in your household.
Very noisy. They do a lot of rehearsing.
So how did you prepare for this? What did you have to do?
For 2 years we've been preparing. We've had fundraisers, night at the races parties, raffle tickets, angel funds from our friends at home. home supporting us. Amazing.
Oh, fantastic. And have they enjoyed the trip so far?
It has been wonderful, a trip of a lifetime for us. And if I could just say a shout out to all of our friends at the watch party, we love you. But it's been fantastic, a trip of a lifetime.
Oh, good. I'm so pleased. And they look as if they're really excited now.
Well, you are the best hosts, I think. We are truly enjoying ourselves, truly.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Jen, so much.
Thank you.
Back to you, Bob and Caroline.
Thanks very much, Sarah. It's nice to hear that people think we're friendly over here in England. You know, I like that.
Well, she was mentioning the watch party. Meg Shaw's got in touch. She says the watch party in Brunswick is kicking off. Brunswick bands are performing in the community. Members and parents are there as well. And we're watching from the Brunswick Eagles Club. So hello to everyone that's watching at the Brunswick Eagles Club. They've got one of our flags was there as well.
So hello to everybody in Ohio. I simply have to say OH, and you're meant to come back and say IO. Very, you know that, do you, Caroline?
Well, no,
okay.
I'm quite good at spelling.
You're guessing, are you? But did you know you could say it the other way around and they still do it?
Oh.
So you could say IO.
I don't think I could.
There we go. Anyway, here's the Bolivians. We're going to be seeing so many fantastic people from Central and Latin America this afternoon, and this is just a little bit of a taste of how fantastic they're going to be. Look at those costumes, absolutely wonderful. Really brighten up the day here in central London. But, you know, we're very, very lucky this year, yet again. No rain, dry day, not too cold. Well, what a fantastic backdrop for London's New Year's Day parade.
So we'll have another performance with us shortly, but just seeing another of the marching bands too, and bumping into people on the way down, picking up coffees, making sure they have the prime position. As I said, it's the marching bands that it's a little injection of joy every 5 steps when they hear another band coming around the corner.
Absolutely, dead right. I mean, that's the one thing about London's New Year's Day parade. There is always sound in the background. There's always music or drum beat. I mean, it's never, ever flat, never, ever dead. Already just giving a glimpse here of one of the other London boroughs just setting off on the parade route. That's the London borough of Harrow from North London there. We'll be telling you a bit more about them as we see them work their way through. And I'm trying to work out who these guys are, but any ideas, Caroline?
They'll be with us shortly. They're just in front of Bolivia. I can tell you that much.
Well, that's very good.
I was keen-eyed. We are going to have a little performance for you in just a moment from Kneworld. These are a 5-piece dance and music group. They were semi-finalists at the 2019 season of Britain's Got Talent. Isha, Kyle, T, Charlie and Bruce. This is KNE, and I'm going to pop down to have a chat with them in just a moment.
Here we are, me and you, no one's around. After all is said and done, we're here now. Your body language says so much with no sound. But you can bet that I am listening now.
there we are. Look at that. We're just leaving Kneworld for a while as they finish their performance there in the finale area. And we're to Piccadilly Circus with the familiar statue of Eros. Gotta love up there in the middle. And look at the people crowding around there, Caroline. It's pretty busy up there.
London loves life, the theme of this year's parade. Seeing those big screens up in the background. We've put more screens up than ever before across the parade route today. Those big giant balloons as they come through, the giant hearts as well. Some of the many choirs that have been performing over the last couple of days as well, carrying those balloons through. This another of those London Borough floats. We're actually in the city of Westminster here, the real heart of the city, and these boroughs that wrap around it.
Yeah, and we'll be telling you where the boroughs come from as they come through the area here in the finale area, whereabouts they are located in London, and giving you a little bit of information about the boroughs, because we figured that could be pretty interesting for the people overseas who are watching. And Caroline also has managed to do a little bit of research on famous people who have come from these boroughs, and so
really,
we'll be telling you about that. Well, you told me you did.
Saying and doing is another thing entirely.
Okay, fine. Well, I've probably set you up fair, but never mind. London's Love Life balloon.
It's the eclectic mix that we talk about every year, about the boroughs here too. We've got large groups from Latin America part of the parade this year. We've got Carnival de Pueblo.
Carnival de Pueblo, yes.
When my lips are a little bit cold. There's some lips that are warming up at the moment, another of the marching bands.
That's the Delaney group again, making its way down.
Now, these marching bands every year, it's a real honour, isn't it? You go out and you meet them and present them with their invitation to come to London. Well,
the selection process is really quite exhaustive and very, very careful. We don't just go for the biggest marching bands, but we go for ones who actually we feel can entertain the people of London very well. And luckily, we're getting there. And I go out to the States quite a few times every year to go around the schools and the universities and talk to them and try and convince them it's a jolly good idea to come here to London on New Year's Day and enjoy ourselves. Now we're looking at quite an iconic vehicle there, up there, that's just come through the starting arch on Piccadilly. You know what they are, don't you? The mini moke, exactly.
And moke means, what is moke another phrase for?
Now you've got me.
Mule.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the baby of the donkeys. Because it's very
We've
precise.
got the real thing coming up shortly, don't worry.
Oh yes, of course,
the
Donkey
Breed Society will be with us, as ever.
Some 40 million donkeys in the world.
We haven't got 40 million here today.
No, we've got a couple up here, Bob, and a few down on the parade route. At LNYDP to be part of the conversation today. Thanks to everyone that's got in touch as well. I'm so impressed with those who've got up at 4 in the morning to watch us via the stream around the world. So lovely to have you with us to use the hashtag LNYDP. Some of the great photos that are coming in your watch parties, watching the likes of the Delaney High School bands we see in the background there, and you'll see their performances in full when they come into the arena.
So it's great, actually. We're really getting the feel of movement in this parade and the excitement and the huge numbers of people watching. And one of the things that I think is terribly important about London's New Year's Day parade is the little bit of ceremony and tradition that lies behind it. And earlier we were looking at the landau that was transporting Deputy Lieutenant Roger Bramble here. Roger representing the patrons of the parade, being the founding patron, and he receives every year for the parade from Buckingham Palace a message from Her Majesty the Queen. And I think it would be really quite a nice idea if we could see Roger and hear Roger reading the message from Her Majesty, which he did earlier in the week and in front of the Houses of Parliament. So this is Roger Bramble, our patron, reading the message from Her Majesty the Queen.
Good morning. May I take this opportunity to wish everybody an ecstatically happy and healthy New Year. I have here a letter from Buckingham Palace dated the 1st of January 2020, which reads thus. Thank you for your kind message sent on the occasion of the 2020 New Year's Day parade in London. I greatly appreciate the good wishes of the participants and organisers of this year's event. I send my warm greetings to everyone who is performing in today's spectacle And to all those viewing the parade either in person along the route from Piccadilly to Parliament Square or watching on television around the world, may I wish you all a very happy and peaceful New Year. And it is signed Elizabeth R.
That's so nice for all of us to have that wonderful message from Her Majesty every year, wishing us all a happy new year and goodwill to the parade. Now we're going to go and we're going to have something very, very different. We're going to see some cheerleaders, and I think, Dan, you're going to be talking to them.
I'm head of cheerleaders at every London's New Year's Day parade as far as the TV coverage is concerned. This wouldn't be a parade without cheerleaders, would it? These guys are just about to do another performance. I'm going to have a quick chat with one of them before they get underway again. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Tabitha Leager.
Let's walk and talk, Tabitha, so we don't get left behind. How have you found it so far at the parade?
I love it. I've enjoyed every single moment of it. Everybody is so cheerful and excited, and it's a great way to bring in the new year. And everyone watching.
Do you want to say hello to your friends and family back home in the States?
They're actually here with me, watching me today, so hey, thanks for coming. And thanks to everyone on my cheer team from back home. This has been a great opportunity, and I just love it here, and it's amazing. Thank you.
Did you script that? That was perfect. Thank you. Have fun.
What's wonderful about some of these many groups as well, lots have been doing fundraising to come over to London, and it is a life-changing experience, isn't it? When the cheerleaders come, the marching bands too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, we're here. The first marching band has reached us here in the performance area, and we've been seeing them as they've made their progress along the parade route. This is the Marshall University Marching Thunder. Let's enjoy their performance under the direction of Adam Dalton.
Let's hear it for the Marshall University Marching Thunder from West Virginia, USA.
Ticker tape. At one point, they were playing their instruments undercover.
Absolutely fantastic.
Incredible.
Weren't they good? They were really good. Yay. Happy New Year to you, and thank you for bringing such joy to us in the performance area. What a start. What a fabulous start to the parade.
They are from West Virginia, USA, and we have marching bands from all across the world joining us here in London too. And now we're just seeing the parade make its way through to where we are down in Parliament Square, and we'll see more of those many parade acts as they come through too and join us here. And the real joy of the parade is that you do see people of all ages, all abilities taking part in the parade.
Absolutely. And here we have the ceremonial carriages beginning to pass through the performance area. And as I said to you earlier, the first one contains Deputy Lieutenant Roger Bramble, who you've just seen reading the message from Her Majesty the Queen. The second one, the host of London's New Year's Day Parade, the Lord Mayor, or to give it the full title, the Right Worshipful the Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster, Councillor Ruth Bush this year, wearing the blue and gold robes that differentiate her from other mayors. And then in the third carriage, which is being drawn by the Greys there. We have the chairman of the London Mayors Association, Claire Whelan, OBE.
Now, is it fair to say this looks a little bit like it was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when it starts flying at the end?
Do you know
it's a bit
what,
posher.
Caroline? I honestly think if you said to these Rolls-Royce drivers they looked a little bit like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you might get the sort of answer that you wouldn't appreciate, to tell you the truth. But they are absolutely magnificent vehicles. Some of these vehicles apparently are worth £1 million,
Wow.
which is really sensational.
And the phantoms and the ghosts that they come through, the handcrafted vehicles as well, all the work, the hours that go, and that's why they're still here today, standing the test of time. The judging panel there, of course, a people's vote this year too, that we've mentioned a couple of times. The London boroughs all compete. We'll see some of their many floats coming through the parade. They're all competing for their own respective charities to be the best borough here at the parade this year. And there is the heart
of Harrow, one of those boroughs that's entering the competition. They have been winners of the competition in the past, but we'll see how they do this year. Actually, they've certainly taken the heart theme and the London Loves Life theme to heart. Terrible.
If you do want to vote, not for Bob's jokes, but for your favourite borough, log on to lnydp.com and you can vote on there. The People's Vote.
And there we are on the top of the original tour buses there. They really were the very first people to do open-top bus tours throughout London, and they this year are carrying the mayors of the London boroughs. Those are the chaps and the ladies in the red robes there. That's the traditional red robe uniform for the civic robes there. That's the traditional red robe uniform for the civic mayors. They are apolitical for their time as mayor. They serve 1 year, and they are the chair of the council of the borough that they represent.
Back in 1951, the first tour company, first of its kind here in London, started. Bus numbers, though, first used back in 1906. That's when you first saw a number on the front of these now iconic buses.
I had no idea about that. Anyway, there we go. We've got now that's a very important point. The parade this year has gone pretty green as we can for the time being. And there you have the very, very first electric-powered bus in London. The original tour powered by electric.
Of course, the original buses, when they were horse-drawn, that was back in 1829, though, so that's a fair off. Right, another of our high school marching bands, and this is Brunswick High School from Ohio, and as you mentioned earlier, the OH and then the IO.
Yep, we can do that. OH.
IO.
Very good. IO. OH. Anyway, this school from Brunswick, Ohio, look at the size of this group. They are an enormous marching band, and they are fantastically good. You're going to really enjoy them. They're performing Old Lang Syne. What could be more appropriate for the first day in the year? They're under the direction of Kathy Verhest. This actually is their second time coming to London's New Year's Day Parade, but the first time was way back in 1989. And interestingly, when I went to see this band in America before inviting them, I met an awful lot of the parents as well as the kids. Anyway, let's listen to the performance. I'll tell you the rest of that story in a while.
and then boom hats. Let's hear a London cheer for Brunswick High School Marching Band. Yes. Sporting to Union Jacks, splendid costumes.
Located in Brunswick, Ohio. Brilliant to see them.
Anyway, absolutely terrific performance from them. I do hope they'll be back sooner than 32 years or whatever it is next time since they were here. But what I was saying was that we did meet a number of the parents when we went out to invite this current band to come. And believe it or not, they were people who were in the marching band the first time they came back in 1989. And so these are their children, the children of, you know, the
Wonderful.
original performers here.
Well, I hope
so that's
where
really
you were
fantastic.
watching that, I hope you enjoyed that back home in Brunswick. Let's go back down to the crowds then with Dan.
It's getting very noisy down here. I'm at the bottom of Waterloo Place, which then turns into Pall Mall. As ever, it's a very international feel amongst the crowds, and there are just hundreds of thousands of people out here. London is, of course, one of the most visited cities in the world, and we have friends from China that are here. Hello, what's your name?
Lei.
And have you been to London before? Have you experienced the parade before?
No, I didn't know.
So what do you make of it?
It's excellent. Very good.
Was it worth coming from China for this?
Yeah, of course.
And this little one enjoying himself?
Yeah.
Thanks very much for being here on the
Yeah, we're all a bit shy. I have that effect on kids, but this is just such a wonderful place to watch the parade. Round the corner you've got Pall Mall, and then obviously Cockspur Street onto Trafalgar Square. It's getting busy.
Those the miniature steamers for charity.
The miniature steamers for charity, of course, are regular performers here, and I hope they continue to come for many years to come, but rumour has it that this might be their finale, so enjoy them today. We're just taking a quick look now at the London Borough of Hackney as they pass through the finale area here. London Borough of Hackney with their mayor proudly displayed on their float there. Mayor is Councillor Cam Adams this year. The mayor's charities that he's hoping to win money for are the Ivy Street Family Centre, Sporting Hackney Mind and Sister Space Sanctuary. Now, as you can almost certainly see, Hackney's entry represents Caribbean carnival culture, with local residents and organisations helping to ensure, they say, that their entry finishes in the top 10. Well, that's not down to us, is it? That's down to the people's judges located all the way along the parade route. So good luck to Hackney. I hope they feature well. Yep.
You can be part of it too by logging online. Hackney, one of the inner boroughs here in London, was part of the host of the 2012 Olympic Games, home to Idris Elba, Emmy, nominated 5 times, and Leona Lewis as well, the singer.
You see, you did do that research. You were saying
no, I
you
just
had
knew
that.
that.
You knew that, did
yes,
you? Okay,
yes,
good.
of course. Now, we are watching some of the others coming into the parade ring now. We saw, and we will see in just a moment, some of those heart balloons, the mega inflatables. We've got some dinosaurs coming. And in just a short time as well, we'll have another marching band, the Delaney High School Lions Roar. Those that are waiting and watching to see the Delaney High School, they'll be with us shortly.
Well, I hope so. And this is still Hackney passing through us here, I believe. But
celebrating the diversity of Hackney.
Of Hackney Borough, which it certainly is. In fact, it's a very cool place to be now, isn't it? So they tell me. I don't know. Anyway, let's go and see what Joe's up to at the start. Let's see who's passing through our arch for London New Year's Day Parade at the beginning on Piccadilly there. Hi, Joe.
Wow, what an amazing experience we're having so far. We've just seen the LNYDP boat race, which is something a little bit different. It's going to be coming to you, Caroline and Bob, any minute now. But I'm going to stop talking in just a second. It's the wonderful St Clair County Marching Band.
Thank you, Joe. Don't want to talk over the marching band. Hopefully we're going to hear them in just a moment now. But
this is oblivion end of Hackney, ladies and gentlemen.
The uniforms, the instruments that are shipped over in advance of the bands arriving to logistically pretty tough.
That's a very, very tough job, and tons and tons and tons of stuff is actually sent over every year. And this year broke records for the amount of kit that had to come in, but it all got here safely, I'm pleased to say. I think we had a little bit of damage to one sousaphone, but that's not too bad, is it?
To a what?
A sousaphone.
What's a sousaphone?
Caroline. A sousaphone is a marching version of the tuba.
Of course it is.
You knew that, didn't you?
I didn't like to brag.
Well, where do you think the name comes from? Sousaphone.
Susan.
Sousa.
The first one.
Now, then, what are we looking at up here? Let's see. We have got another of the borough entries. I think this might be Richmond upon Thames making an appearance for the very, very first time. We'll find out more about that in a while.
Richmond split across the Thames, of course, as a borough. Thank you to everyone that's got in touch. Hashtag LNYDP. To Kim saying, love that there's kids taking part whose parents took part too.
We're now seeing one of my favourite things in London's New Year's Day parade. Well, actually, we were seeing that. We're also seeing another of my favourite things.
That's handy.
This is yeah. Well, actually, they're behind each other, so that's great. We can talk about both of them once. First of all, there we've got the Donkey Breed Society, but behind them we've got the Sri Muktajivan Swami Bappa Pipe Band, who are absolutely superb. You wait till we get them down here and see them actually performing in front of us in the performance arena at the end of the parade route here.
Talking to many of these performers, I say the work starts on their floats, on their costumes, the day after. So everyone's at home thinking the 2nd of January, maybe we'll have a bit of breather. No such thing.
No such thing.
Working on the wonderful handmade
costumes. As I say to people all the time, the London's New Year's Day Parade, or organising London's New Year's Day Parade, is a little bit like painting the Forth Bridge, if that makes any sense to anybody who's listening to this. In other words, it never, ever stops. We're working hard on 2021 right now, and 2022 is not just a glimmer in our eye. Anyway, we're doing one of the steel bands here, UFO steel band.
This with the London Borough of Ealing. Again, we'll see them pop down, and the brightness of the sound and also their costumes then just getting everyone on their feet, as are the cheerleaders.
Another glimpse of the Varsity Spirit cheerleaders. We'll soon have the first group of those down here in Parliament Street, very near to Parliament Square, which is the finale area of the parade. And
should we hear from one of the cheerleaders' mothers?
Why not?
She's down with...
Okay.
I've got Africa here, who is a mum, a cheerleader mum from Columbus, Georgia, and your daughter is Teriana. She's a cheerleader, isn't she? What does it take to become a cheerleader?
Oh man, you have to have the drive, the determination, the willingness, and the patience to become one.
Right, and how often does she practice?
Once a day for 2 hours.
Every day?
Monday through Friday, every day.
So she must be very fit.
Yes, she is, very strong.
Right. So that's where the determination comes in. And how has she enjoyed London?
Oh, she has had a wonderful time here. Wonderful time. First time here, and she is so excited. She's seen all of the major attractions. And
oh, which is the best one?
The Windsor.
That was the dramatic pause that you get at the end of all good soap operas. We'll find out a bit later which was the best one.
Yeah, what's exactly going on. We're taking a look here at one of the cheerleader choreographed displays that we're going to be seeing at 8 points along the parade route today. They have to work pretty hard, these girls. 8 times they have to go through this carefully choreographed routine. We're going to see it down here in full towards the end of the parade route, here in the finale area. We're actually managing to get an advanced glimpse of one of the groups of cheerleaders in performance somewhere along the parade route. Here we are back at Piccadilly Circus here, seeing some more Rolls Royces pass on through. And these are much more modern than the ones we were looking at before, but still quite splendid vehicles, don't you think? I wouldn't mind one, would you?
So the geography of where we are then, Bob, so we talk about Piccadilly and those iconic huge screens. We're looking along, down as well through. We've got Trafalgar Square here. We're in Parliament Square, and these are all the iconic, the landmarks of London.
Exactly so. So, well, here we are. We're looking straight there at Admiral Lord Nelson, one-armed, one-eyed hero of the United Kingdom navies, or the English navies. who, of course, defeated the French at the Battle of Trafalgar, and hence we have Trafalgar Square, and him on the top of his column there, keeping a beady eye on what's going on in London's New Year's Day parade. Admiral Lord Horatio Nelson.
And I can see no difference in the size of the crowds from just, what, 12 hours ago when we saw those fireworks, a bit longer than that now, those fireworks going off over the Thames too. They've been packed out from the fireworks on New Year's Eve to here on the parade. And we're seeing the heart there, the heart of Harrow, another of our boroughs, and what an image that is. And these are the heart balloons, the first of the London's New Year Day parade, London Loves Life. Balloons representing the health and the well-being aspect that you were drumming into me a bit earlier. And Bob was being carried by students from Hendonsville High School Chamber Choir, and they performed at St Paul's Church, Covent Garden,
They
a couple
did
of days ago.
on Monday, just after we had the parade preview show there. And most importantly, they'll be performing again at Southwark Cathedral in a wonderful, wonderful concert on the tomorrow evening, 2nd of January. And it starts at 7:45. I think there's still a few tickets available, so if anybody wants to go and listen to these guys sing tomorrow, along in ensemble choir with 3 other choirs and a wonderful young musician symphony orchestra, Ticketmaster is where to go and buy your ticket for Southwark Cathedral tomorrow evening.
Well, as they wind their way past Westminster Station, here comes Delaney High School Lions Roar marching band from Baltimore, Maryland, with Light 'Em Up by Full Out Boy.
Yeah,
There's your tea, back in again.
I can manage it.
Barry Chesky, who I had a little chat to earlier as well, just so proud of the marching band, of those that have supported getting Delaney High School here as well.
And making their 3rd appearance at London's New Year's Day parade, and every time it gets better. Here we go.
They've performed at Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and they're here performing for us at London's New Year's Day parade.
Absolutely fantastic. The Delaney High School from Timonium, Maryland. The Lions Roar Band under the direction of Barry Chesky. 3rd appearance at London's New Year's Day Parade. And we hope we're going to see you again sometime in the not too distant future. But racing on. Oh, sorry about that.
Well, you can stamp all over my hashtag if you want. A hashtag LNYDP, won't take it personally. Hello to Christmas Tree Ash, I think is the name she goes by. She's currently up at 6 a.m. waiting for the Marietta All-Star Marching Band. Good luck to all my friends, to Dina, to Isabel, and to Katie. Miss you all, so proud of you guys. Hello to everyone that's watching, wherever you are in the world, and what a treat coming up next.
We've got the first group of cheerleaders in performance for us down here, and they are performing to Rhythm Nation by
Love Train.
Very good.
Is that the Janet Jackson version? I might be tapping along to it. I know a big favourite of yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first cheerleaders.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it, Caroline?
The world's best cheerleaders. Varsity All-American cheerleaders with a 70s classic, Love Train. Some 25,000 cheerleaders have taken part in the parade, and every time completely fresh.
Over a period of 32 years. They've been coming for 32 years, and they still delight and excite just the same way as they did at the beginning. There's our crowds up there in Piccadilly, or Piccadilly Circus there, the Criterion Theatre, which you can see in the
Everyone trying to strain for a view as well. We do have big screens up that they can watch the parade along with you too. Hello to Victor, who's enjoying from Cincinnati in Ohio. Happy New Year, Victor, to you too. To all those that are currently getting in touch, to Mira, to Rachel, thanks for being with us. Hashtag LNYDP.
And we're now having a quick look at the London Borough of Redbridge with their entry this year in the London Boroughs competition, which is called Redbridge, A Healthy Future. The Mayor's charities in Redbridge this year are Healthy Living Project and Imagine Independence Mental Health. And Redbridge have been winners of the competition many times in the past, and let's hope that they manage to get somewhere along the way this year, that they please the crowds further up the line and the people's judges up there in at every commentary point along the way. That's one of the unique things actually about London's New Year's Day parade. It's the commentary points, so everybody knows what's going on at every place along the way. So we have them at 3 of them on Piccadilly, and then we have them again in Regent Street, St James, which is the next point after Piccadilly Circus. And we have them at our fan zone in Waterloo Place. But anyway, more important than any of that is the fact that the Lake Zurich High School Marching Band from Lake Zurich, Illinois, is just about to join us in the finale arena and play their piece, which is
the best-selling digital track from the 20th century. Don't Stop Believing.
Is that true?
7 million in the US. I've said it now, so someone will fact check me.
The 2012 London Olympics. Hello. Queens.
Lake Zurich High School Marching Band from Lake Zurich, Illinois, just a little bit to the north of Chicago, the Windy City. We'll have a test in a minute of why Chicago is called the Windy City. Bet you, well, you probably will know, don't you? Anyway, it's under the direction of Josh Thompson, this fine band. And it's their third time in London. They've also been on international trips to Dublin, Madrid and Paris. But we think they like London best because they've been here 3 times. And let's hope we see them again. I think Josh Thompson, their director, does a fantastic job with this group. And I think he's got a couple of his kids there in the band now. So, and I remember when Josh first brought his band in London, the child who's now in that band was being carried in a pouch by his mother. So there you go.
I love how they're strictly non-competitive. It's all about pride in your school for a lot of these marching bands as well. And some of the great displays when you see those aerial shots when they're on the football field and they create the Z for Zurich as well. A beautiful sight to see. There's another one. Beautiful sight that is packed in, just waiting and watching on for the next ones of the parade to come through. Coming into our arena now, the London Borough of Harrow. This is the northwest of London.
Yes, and it also has at Harrow on the Hill the highest point of London, I think.
Home to Vivienne Westwood, Sir Elton John, Lord Byron went to Harrow School.
Sir Elton John, yeah. Well, he got an honour this year, didn't he? What did he become? A Companion of Honour?
He did.
He did indeed.
Which is a very rare thing.
And which part of Harrow does he come from?
Harrow. Good.
No, he comes from Pinner. Come on, you knew the answer to that. You've seen the movie.
I have seen the movie. And actually, some of these costumes reminiscent of the Elton John movie as well. They've got a huge beating heart at the centre of it, and then the paper hearts all over. You can see the hours of work that's gone in from the children, from everyone creating these floats here for their entry for the borough.
They always do a really good job. Harrow, and the mayor this year is Nitin Parekh, and their charity is the Akshaya Patra Foundation. And let's hope that they do well, because they certainly deserve to. A lot of work and industry goes into their float. Having a quick look there at the miniature steamers for charity, and they were, well, they may or they may not be making their last appearance in the parade, but they're always terrifically good value. They really, really are, the miniature steamers for charity.
A symbol of the steam era, commonly used to the 18th and early 20th centuries, of course, so not a sight that you'd see on the London streets that often now. Always love the whistle too. In times gone by, I'd be down there on the steamer with that whistle. Some might say I should go down there now.
No.
23rd year with the parade for us. Hello to Jessica, who's been up since 5 a.m. in Arizona. Says, can't wait to see our drum major son Connor and the rest of the fabulous Campo Verde High School Pride Marching Band. Lots of love from home, says Jessie. Jessie, thanks for getting in touch. Happy New Year to you too. Watching on via YouTube and the streams, the many streams around the world.
Now we're having a quick glimpse there of another marching band, the Glenbrook North Marching Band, another Illinois marching band actually, which is just setting off on the parade. Well, it's actually coming down coming down from Piccadilly Circus down towards Waterloo Place there. Now we're jumping around to another marching band, and this one at this point I am not recognising.
Is it the Spartans?
I'll get in the one.
Could be the Spartans.
Well, that looks like it. Could be. We'll find out soon enough.
Another of
That's
those marching bands that we saw performing a couple of days ago. A real treat coming up with them too. This is the Mini Moke. The designer of the original Mini, first went on sale in 1964, was also designed by the Mini Moke. Kept making it until 1993, but since then, of course, those that love the Moke, no doors, no roof, keep it going.
Super safe cars then.
Straightforward, doorless design, I think is how they advertised it. Quick in and out.
Right, well, here we are dashing around the parade route to see what's going on. We're having a quick look here at all the Queen's horses. Well, I think there's 60 all the Queen's horses in the parade this year, and we'll be taking a jolly good look at them in due course. All the Queen's horses, and here we have another dinosaur. That's a much smaller one than the one we saw before.
I think at that early age. Covent Garden, new Covent Garden market that's mentioned there. We were down in Covent Garden a couple of days ago too, and just showing just the many different boroughs and areas of London represented here at the parade.
1983 by David Griffiths and Harrow.
The Panache Steel Orchestra, which is they've been in the parade before, but they're before they were for a borough. This year they're all by themselves, but steel orchestras bring a certain something to the parade on New Year's Day. It's a wonderful, wonderful sound. You can close your eyes and imagine you're basking on a Caribbean beach somewhere.
The beautiful thing about the Panache Steel Orchestra is the age ranges are from 6 to 80, so all ages get involved, families, generations as well that take up playing the steel drum early. Talking of generations, London's Pearly Kings and Queens.
Yep, we always call them the Pearly Kings and Queens, but the society is officially named the Pearly Kings, Queens, Princesses and Princes. Isn't it interesting? We have princesses and then princes society, and they were founded in 1875. Celebrate the London tradition and focus their efforts on raising money throughout the year for the many charities that they support.
Can we just call them Pearlies?
We'll just call them the Pearlies. They're part of London life. They're something we love a great deal here. And Gwen Jones is the Society's secretary and Pearly Queen for the Royal Borough of Greenwich.
As well as performing in the parade. You'll probably remember them in the opening ceremony of 2012.
Oh, absolutely, for the Olympics, yes, they were there, weren't they?
A key part of that. I know many people remember it for Her Majesty the Queen jumping out of a...
Do you think she really jumped out of that helicopter?
I don't doubt her ability.
You don't doubt it for a moment, no?
No, the Queen can do anything. That was part of 2012. She also met James Bond, didn't she, in Buckingham Palace, just around the corner from us here, of course, in Parliament Square.
Now there we're having a look at another marching band coming through Trafalgar Square. They've just come along a road called Pall Mall and Cockspur Street into Trafalgar Square. They're going to, there's Admiralty Arch in the background there. That road leads straight down to Buckingham Palace, so they're turning that corner and going to come down Piccadilly here. Another marching band coming through, and I'm trying to work out exactly where they are on the route right now. They are
this is just coming into
us now in the performance arena. So this will be the Hendersonville High School Band of Gold making their first appearance in the parade. They're all the way from Hendersonville, Tennessee, under the direction of Dr. Jeffrey Phillips. And something that not many people know is that, I only found out last night, Dr. Jeffrey Phillips is Man of the Year, or Person of the Year, just been voted Person of the Year 2019 in Hendersonville. So what an honour.
Well, an honour to have him
Dr. Phillips here. Yeah.
With us here, of course, in London. Let's hear then from the Band of Gold Marching Band.
Well, weren't they good?
Heal the world. We could all do with a bit of that right now, couldn't we? Band of Gold, and that's what the new year brings here in London for the parade. We're down here in Parliament Square. Let's head right back to the beginning in Piccadilly and Joe.
Thank you guys very much. I've just had the Lamborghini Owners Club and I have serious envy because some of those cars are absolutely beautiful. But now we've got the Aston Martin Owners Club that's just driving past me. In fact, I'm going to try and not get run over. And these cars are equally beautiful. Although this does seem to be a Mini as opposed to an Aston Martin. But they are all stunning cars, and I tell you what, it's certainly pushing me to work even harder for 2020. Back to you, Caroline and Bob.
Thank you very much, Joe. I don't think we saw an Aston Martin there, actually, but we saw some very nice Bentleys and Jaguars and other things. I think that might have been a quick glimpse of an Aston there for a moment. But these are much better.
This is my form of transport.
Absolutely, mine too. These are the Donkey Breed Society. They've been with us at London's New Year's Day Parade for many, many years now. And they're always the favourites of the crowd as they come along, and I think they look absolutely wonderful. You know, these people in the Donkey Breed Society, they really, really care for the animals. The whole purpose of the Donkey Breed Society is the preservation of donkeys and looking after them. So they enjoy being out here on the parade, and we enjoy having them.
In the wild, I think donkeys can live between 25 and 30 years, but I'm sure this lot are tucked up at night, aren't they, with a carrot? Do they eat carrots? I take it they eat carrots. With a carrot or two, and well looked after the Donkey Breed Society to improve and preserve the standards of donkeys in general, they say. A reminder, the People's Vote 2020 is yours. You can vote now for your favourite London borough. We'll show you them as they all come into the parade ring here as well. To vote, just head online, lnydp.com, lnydp.com, and show some love for our London boroughs this year.
But here comes one of the biggest crowd pleasers of all time, the Sri Muktajivan Swamibappa Pipe Band. And where do they come from? You'll be amazed to know.
They're based out of the Kingsbury.
Yeah, exactly, North London. Who would have thought it?
77th anniversary of the band. I love the mix of bagpipes, the dole drums that are in there too. Made up, we must remind people of this, entirely of volunteers bringing a smile to the streets of London.
Yeah, and there's some people in there as young as the age of 14, right up to 55, which is actually no great age, Caroline, is it?
No, Bob, no age at all.
Absolutely.
Those that have just celebrated their 21st birthday, congratulations, Bob. 5 sister pipe bands across the world, in London, the USA, Kenya, Manchester and India.
The most popular song they perform, I found this quite interesting actually, is The Saints Go Marching In, which is in fact based on a famous hymn that expresses a wish to go to heaven. I didn't know that.
There's another of the marching bands coming up shortly. There's a little shot of the band we're going to see from New York who will be with us in the arena. But just the final noise moving out through from the Sri Muktajivan Swamibappa Pipe Band. Don't think that was the Saints Go Marching In they were playing then. Might be the slowed-down version. I'm trying to work out what
No, I just said that's their most popular, but not necessarily what they're playing today. But they really are quite magnificent, don't you think? They really bring something very, very special. And this magnificent chariot that's going through now, I mean, they come nearly every year to London, and they started bringing a chariot a couple of years back now. And it's got bigger and bigger and gildier and if there is such a word.
I mean, there are chariots and then there's that.
There's chariots and then there's the Sri Muktajivan Swamibappa Pipe Band Chariot. Wonderful, wonderful people. Great friends of the parade. They've been with us for so many years now, and they always really, really thrill and please the crowd.
Hello to Cara. She's watching for the Southmore Band from Moore, Oklahoma, performing later. Wishing my brother Josh and everyone in London a happy new year.
Now we're taking a look at the London Borough of Ealing, which is the musical balloon band, and you can see all the kids there waving their balloons. And do you think they make music? Well, I don't know. Anyway, they're called the Musical Balloon Band and Urban Fox Steel Orchestra. There we are, a quick glimpse of this steel band. It's so nice to have so many steel bands. I was saying you can forget you're in London, a little overcast, not too cold and absolutely dry, and imagine you're on a Caribbean beach somewhere.
A bit of sunshine from West London then,
yep.
courtesy of Ealing. Known as the Queen of the suburbs, the third largest London borough when it comes to population is Ealing. All part of our theme this year of London Loves Life. All those hand-drawn images by the local school children on the side, courtesy of the Children's Art at Carnival as well.
So the mayor in Ealing this year is Councillor Abdullah Gulade, and his charity is simply called Descendants.
Now, the keen-eyed amongst you may have noticed Colin Salmon, who was one of those... Colin Salmon's an actor who was in 3 James Bonds.
He was in a Bond movie.
3 James Bonds. He was playing in part of that steel band as part of their entry, the London Borough of Ealing.
But I think we ought to also mention his wife, Colin Salmon's wife, that is, Fiona Hawthorne, who really is the driving force behind the band, and she twists Colin's arm to come in and play in the band every year. So there we go.
An artist as well. Right, let's get some more reaction from down then on the parade route itself. Sarah.
Got a great atmosphere here, Bob, honestly. How are you all enjoying it? And they are, and here I've got Renata and Patrizia from Sicily.
From Messina, Italy.
Ah, and how are you enjoying it?
Yeah, just all. This is the first time for us. We are arriving, we are 50 persons from Italy, from Sicily.
And what's the atmosphere like here today?
Tutto. I speak in my language. Tutto, ci è piaciuto tutto. We're enjoying all. The band, the music, the pipe band with the cornemuse. Cornemuse? Yes. I don't speak very well Italian.
You're speaking wonderful English. Look, Happy New Year to you. Thank you, ladies. It's lovely to speak to you.
You're enjoying
Bye. Back to you, Bob and Caroline.
Thanks ever so much, Sarah. It's nice to know that the crowd also likes the pipe band. That's really good news. So what do we got? What we're looking at now then? Or something coming through the start there? I couldn't begin to guess what we've got there. What have we got there,
Some
Caroline?
of the costume characters that come through. Often we see through the parade that put charity, that they put on these different costumes
I
as
think
well.
these might, I think they're the cosplay characters that we're, getting a little later on down here.
Well, I wasn't suggesting that was their normal get-up. How often do you see a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
You don't. I mean, normally, I'm used to seeing plenty of those, what are they from Star Wars? What are these things called?
The Stormtroopers.
Thank you so much, the Stormtroopers. It just shows you how up to date I am with all it. Was it?
Sadly, you can't see
They were
them.
looking at some Lamborghinis. I think they're Lamborghinis. They're fantastic, aren't they? And,
so England cricketer Monty Panesar, we heard from a little bit earlier, is in one of those Lamborghinis. He loves his soccer as much as his cricket.
I didn't know that.
His football, a
Who
big
does he
Luton
support?
Town
Luton
fan,
Town.
not far from outside London as well. And so you can often see him wearing a scarf. He'll probably need it today. A bit chilly on the streets of London.
We're now looking at some more Rolls Royces. We've seen them as they've wound their way around the route. We're seeing Rolls Royces that go back to pre-war, in fact, or pre-Second World War, and right through to some of the more modern ones, present day. We're now looking at 1970s, 80s Rolls Royces, Silver Ghosts, and gradually, you see we've moved away from the Rolls Royce, the
There's
Silver
a use for your
Spirit there that we
Christmas
were going to
tree.
see.
You're wondering what to do with your Christmas tree.
You know what to do with your Christmas tree, yeah. Actually, we've got to take them all down, our Christmas trees, at the beginning of... when is it? Next Monday, is it?
Yeah.
I think 12th night, yeah.
The Rolls-Royce brand was first used back in 1906. And again, just showing the quality as well. They've moved into the electric vehicles. We see some of those in there as well. But these are the real iconic Rolls-Royces here in London. We have another marching band coming up for us in just a moment from Winter Garden in Florida. West Orange Warrior Band we'll see in just a wee while. But you can get in touch, hashtag LMYDP. The Southmore High School Marching Band from Moore, Oklahoma, performing this early, 7 a.m. in the morning, says Armley. Thank you for getting in touch. Wishing luck to everyone in the band from their sister school, Moore High School. Thank you for being part of the parade.
Carol, I'm really looking forward to this next one that's coming to see us now. The West Orange High School from Florida, Winter Garden, Florida, director Ken Boyd. They were up, I was going to call it your show. The parade preview show in Covent Garden on Monday was your show. And they were the first marching band we had on in that. And they were terrific there. They really were good.
Well, you say my show. It was actually Ken Boyd's show, who we could see then waving. He took hold of the microphone. He got the crowd going.
Yeah, he
was whipping them up.
It was terrific.
As well.
Yeah. He's a great band director. Been at it for quite a long time. He won't mind me saying that. And the music is going to be a surprise for us today because we haven't been told what they're playing. So I put this down to you, Caroline, to tell me what it is they're going to be playing for us any minute as they get in here.
Yeah, good luck with that if you know my playlist. performance then. From those 3 notes, I'm saying it was happy birthday to you.
Well, I think that's a poor guess, actually. Never mind. Anyway, that's...
I think it was Go, Johnny, go, go, go.
They have, without doubt, been entertaining the people all the way along the parade route superbly well, just as they did to everybody. A huge number of people actually came out to Covent Garden to see them on Monday. So the West Orange
now we have
High School Monday.
A giant trainer, a sneaker coming in now. This is interesting. One of the mega-flatables, the second balloon of this year's theme, London Loves Life. And if you want health and well-being, then you've got to put your best foot forward, I guess.
So this is designed to get us very excited about going jogging or something like that, is it? And I'm sure it will. And the balloon is being guided through the streets of the city of Westminster by students from the South Fork High School choir in Florida. And this is another one of our choirs that is taking part in the London International Choral Festival this week, and they have their finale concert, as we've said before, but there's no harm in saying it again, at Southwark Cathedral tomorrow evening, starting at 7:45, and you can still get a ticket to go and see them in performance from Ticketmaster, ticketmaster.com.
Now, this may be the first time that you've watched a big event in London, or it may not be. You might be a keen watcher of the boat race, which has been around the world every year. We have our very own boat race, replicating the age-old tradition of the annual Oxford-Cambridge race, of course. This boat constructed by Peter Walden and Joe Kaufman for the first time. Propelled by human strength as much as the oars that there. The men's boat race.
Yeah, now, are you a Cambridge or an Oxford person yourself?
I'm in between, which is not a good place to be. 1 foot on each boat, is it? Particularly when one goes faster than the other.
Really. Who won that race this year? That was Cambridge, I think, wasn't
well
it?
Well done.
Yep.
Depends whether it was the men's or the women's race. The women's race was first held in 1856, the men's in 1829, but they have held these annual events too. And
now we've got another marching band. We'll tell you who they are and where they come from once we've seen their performance. St Clair County Sound of the Saints High School Marching Band with a band front, or a colour guard they call them, band front called that, high-kicking showgirls. That's quite something, isn't it? First time we've seen that in London.
Perfect for our theme as well, because they were playing Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
And London Loves Life.
There you go.
There we go. St Clair County High School, first time in London, and a small school in the expanding community of Odenville, Alabama, which is pretty near Birmingham, Alabama. And this fall, or this autumn, I hate that. Oh, no, I don't really. I don't mind saying fall or autumn.
Fall
I don't
forward,
mind.
fall back.
Fall is actually more sensible.
Yes.
Anyway, they're going to have 100 people in the band this year for the first time ever, and growing fast. And their director, Chris Walker, tells me they can't wait to come back to London.
Most had never owned a passport or travelled on a plane before. They've loved coming to London. Another of our borough entries. Remember, your people's votes counts. You can go via our website and vote for your London borough. This one, the London Borough of Richmond. The interesting part with this one, Councillor Nancy Baldwin, who you'll see there right at the front, she used to be an intern at Syracuse Station who are taking the parade today. So she actually worked a little bit in TV. She wants to be remembered to all, anyone that knew her when she worked back in TV. She is now riding a float through the streets of London.
She is the mayor of the London Borough of Richmond,
Incredible.
which is actually a rather lovely borough, I would say.
The the only London borough on both sides of the Thames, home to Hampton Court Palace, southwest of London as well, and supported by the Poppy Factory. Remembrance poppies manufactured and distributed from there, Richmond's entry.
We're taking a quick glimpse here, or having a quick glimpse at Carnaval del Pueblo, something that's going to blow everybody away as they make their way along the route, and I think it's going to pretty much amaze us as well, Caroline, when they finally do get down to us. However, another marching band, another great marching band, another marching band that actually you saw and introduced in Covent Garden the other day.
Oh, they've got moves, Bob. This is well worth the wait.
Okay, well, watch this one carefully. This is the Glenbrook North High School Spartan Marching Band, another group from Illinois. Obviously, they don't mind the weather. The Glenbrook Spartan Marching Band from Northbrook, Illinois, under the direction of Daniel Briggs, but also
Could you guess which one Daniel was?
Eh?
Could you see which one Daniel was, right at the front?
Absolutely. Giving it his all.
Yeah.
But he's very well supported
Brilliant.
by Alex Baxmeyer, his assistant director there. But they certainly have fun and bring a lot of fun to the crowd, so that's a great band. Daniel has an interesting story, actually. When I first met him, he told me that when he was in high school, he just missed the opportunity of being old enough to join the band to come to London about 20 years ago. And it was always his ambition to bring a band and take part in London's New Year's Day parade. So, when he finally became a band director in his own right, the first thing he wanted to do was come to London. And, you know, he's here and he's done a great job, and let's hope he comes back again.
Incredible. We've had messages to that effect, actually. John Eric's been in touch. Though our oldest is only second grade at Brunswick, as a former band member and drum major, pretty fun seeing the Brunswick High School Marching Band in the London New Year's Day parade as well. So those that have been here before, those that hope to be here in the future. Bob says, Happy New Year to everyone at the parade from Winter Garden, Florida. Proud parents of 3 boys and the West Orange Warrior Band, who we saw just moments ago. This is all the Queen's horses now coming through the main parade area.
Yep, and there's I think there's about 60 horses taking part this year. All the Queen's Horses was founded by a rather wonderful woman called Caroline Marsh back in 2012, and her team, she and her team worked tirelessly all year round to make their participation.
It's what you need if you're going to be a record breaker.
Thank you very much. In London's New Year's Day parade possible. Now, the costumes that you see on their riders today will have been painstakingly made over many, many months, specifically for LMYDP 2020, and each one, incredibly, will have cost an average of £1,000 per horse and rider.
Wow.
So, you know, there's another interesting fact and figure I've been given here. The combined feed for the horses participating in the parade weighs the same as 3 average-sized family cars.
They've obviously not been in my family car after I've had breakfast.
Anyway,
so those horses there, we've got Welsh, Norwegian fjords in there too, warm bloods, Frisians and thoroughbreds, all part of that.
And
across Carnival de Puebla a little bit further up the parade. Many different groups brought together from across Latin America to bring a bit of the carnival flair.
I'm amazed by their costumes, actually. It's really quite fantastic, isn't it? And anyway, they're just making their way through the start arch now. So it just gives you some sort of idea. I mean, the parade's been running now for 1.5 hours or just over, and still people are coming out underneath that arch into Piccadilly and starting off on their journey of about 1.5 miles, 2 miles down here to Parliament Square where we are. There's some more of those cosplayers we can see there. But coming into the parade arena here, we have the Parkview High School Marching Band, all the way
Atlanta,
from
Georgia.
Lilburn, Georgia.
And we saw Chewbacca earlier. They're performing Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. Close.
Do you know, I still like that tune.
Chumbawamba?
No, Tub Thumping.
Should we hear it then?
Yeah.
Here is the Parkview High School Marching Band. I mean, there were New Year's lunges in there, there was the colour guard, the flags, they were moving and shaking, and everyone was getting involved.
Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? It is now 20 minutes to 2 Greenwich Mean Time in London. I saw this band this morning in Trafalgar Square at 6 a.m.
And they were still smiling then.
They were smiling then. Well, the point is they're still smiling now. But anyway, that was Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. The fabulous Parkview High School Marching Band, Lilburn, Georgia, under the direction of Jason Ather.
They are recipients of the coveted Sudler Flag of Honour, which is this international recognised award given to programmes that really do demonstrate those high standards of excellence in concerts over several years. So they've been doing it for a long time. Further up the route, Southmore High School Band. We had correspondence earlier, didn't we, from Moore in Oklahoma. Looking forward to seeing them.
We're looking forward to seeing them when they get down here for their performance. We may see them a few times before that. There's Adam Mewhorter, their director, on the right-hand side of that picture we saw there, waving at the crowd. And now we have another of our borough entries, Wandsworth, the brighter borough, I think they call themselves, from just south of the river, the river being the River Thames, of course, here in London. And their entry this year is called Wandsworth is Blooming, and it's obviously based on flora and horticulture.
And the brilliant thing about this is we saw it a little earlier and we were saying what to do with your Christmas trees. It's all made out of recycled bits and bobs as well. Wandsworth is blooming. Battersea Park is part of Wandsworth, and local organisations, if you look carefully, they're invited to hang these messages from the tree to support the borough's pledge. So they're pledging to be carbon neutral from 2030, so in 10 years' time.
They have a really lovely mayor actually this year, Councillor Jane Cooper, who was determined that Wandsworth should return to London's New Year's Day parade after an absence of probably about 15 years. But then, just at the very end of their entry, we see something really quite unique to London, which is one of the Young's Brewery horse-drawn drays. There is a horse-drawn dray, and there is on the dray, you can't see her now unfortunately, but the mayor, Jane Cooper, waving at the crowd. But Young's Brewery delivered their beer by horse-drawn dray right up until about 10 years ago, which is quite fantastic, isn't it? Anyway, what have we got now, Caroline?
Well, we have the old to the new as well. Varsity All-American cheerleaders, another of the performances inside the arena. And this one, Don't Stop Me Now.
Again, wow. The cheerleaders from Varsity Spirit really do a fantastic job every year. Do you know, they have one rehearsal before they do that, just one. I mean, they get a tape of their routine and so on, so they can practice at home by themselves, but just one go all together before they come out and they do that. And that is the 8th time they've done that along the parade route today. So all that energy is still there. They've had a ball, I like to think. But, I mean, they really are quite incredible. Cheerleaders from Varsity Spirit.
And you can see why when they talk about inspiring leadership on and off the football field, in the case of where these cheerleaders perform, but they perform at big events and occasions throughout, showing their athletic ability. So still seeing the crowds then from all the way up at the start. At the start now they're getting towards the end of the start of the parade, as it were.
The end of the start of the parade.
Still there,
okay.
Still there. Around about an hour and a half or so left of the parade to come through, and still the sun is shining in part to the Carnival de Pueblo and the others that are making their way through.
Yeah, this is another borough entry. Well, no, this is a borough entry. No, that's Carnival de Pueblo. But a moment ago we were looking at the Lewisham entry. The London Borough of Lewisham, called Lewisham Has Heart. Mayor this year in Lewisham is Damien Egan, and the Mayor's charities, the 999 Club Charity in Deptford, the old Royal Dockyard of Deptford, of course, part of Lewisham. Actually, there's a lot of interesting stuff in Lewisham, isn't there, Caroline?
There is. South London, the Prime Meridian passes through Lewisham as well. Don't get me to explain what the Prime Meridian is. Look it up, kids. Hashtag LNYDP. But do, whilst you're looking up what the Prime Meridian is, do head on to our website, lnydp.com. And the People's Vote this year, all important as we judge the London boroughs and wait for their winner. It's back up at the start and then round through. We're just having a little look through all those that are passing through. This is, again, part of Carnival de Pueblo. So many of the different Latin American routes that we've seen all come together. 200, 300, 500 people just part of this great, wonderful noise and colour that's coming through London at the moment.
And there we see is the moto stunts. Remember I was talking earlier about you're going to see some fantastic stunting later on during the parade. And they're going to go shooting up that ramp that we just saw there and leaping into the air and going quite a distance. Makes me very, very nervous, I can tell you. But anyway, we'll be seeing them in a while. We'll see them as they go around the parade route.
They've offered to jump over you, Paul. Fancy. We'll take them up on that in
give that one
just a few minutes. Well, yes, I might want to miss that. Where's Dan when you need him? We could stick him on the back of one of those bikes.
Well, I'd like to see Dan on the back of one of those bikes and go up on that ramp and go.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm sure he'd take it in his stride, wouldn't he? But there you get a good idea of the whole route of the parade, because we've got a shot there from looking from the start arch right down Piccadilly, and look at the crowds, fantastic crowds. And when they get to the end of that road there, they're at Piccadilly Circus, the iconic place in the heart of London's West End, before we make the right turn down Regent Street and finally end up at Trafalgar Square and come on down Whitehall here past Horse Guards Parade and join Caroline and I here at the end of the parade route. Minis, iconic.
They are, and it's all one of my personal favourites, but it's the one that's been shortened with the flashing lights.
Do you know, that's terrific. I wouldn't mind one of those. How many people can... What's the record for the number of people you can get in a Mini?
I want to say around about 27, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think it's
exactly
quite sizable.
Right. I think you cheated. It is 27.
Oh, is it? No, I was just counting them. Last time I tried last weekend, I got 27 in.
Here we got the London School of Samba. They made their first appearance in LMYDP 2019. So popular were they that we had to have them back for 2012. And if there's anything that embodies loving life, it's got to be people doing the samba, just like you were in Covent Garden a couple of days ago.
Yeah, Carlo, one of the singers with the London School of Samba, gave me a little tryout for the team. I didn't make it, but I did give my best foot forward. It's just the other one didn't follow it. But it's one of those rhythms you can do it for exercise. Some of the many gyms around London now I've popped into, had a go at samba. It's a good way of exercising the heart and the head too. And of course, London loves life. The theme of this year's parade. There's those Aston Martins and the Lamborghinis again, so already now speeding through the parade down to us here in the main parade arena.
Which one would you like to have of those Lamborghinis or Astons?
Just the one, Bob. If you're offering two.
Well, no, I'm not talking about being... Oh, look, that one's got a number plate 007. You see that over there? Yeah.
You could have that one. I thought you said that one's got a dent. You could have that one. Not a scratch on them, bare breath on them.
Now, who are we looking at up here, Caroline?
Just another one of the borough competitions coming through. And each of these boroughs, a charity that they've nominated and through. And this is also at the back of the Carnaval de Pueblo as well.
Carnaval de Pueblo, yes. And I think they're... is that the Colombian flag? I think that was we saw there. And, of course, the Carnaval de Pueblo entry is composed of so many different nationalities from Central and Latin South America. So another marching band there coming through. Which
That's right up at the start.
Right up at the start arch there. The arch is the giveaway. It's only got one on the route, I think. And Joe's up there somewhere. It'd be lovely to hear from him again, see what's going on up there if we possibly could. But meanwhile, let's...
For those that are watching out for particular bands, we have the Saints Brigade Drum and Bugle Corps. They'll be through shortly. We'll see their full performance. The Hempfield Area Spartan Marching Band from Pennsylvania, they're on their way through too. So many of these wonderful Southmore High School Marching Band, they'll join us too. And each of those bands has been past Joe at the very start as well. Joe.
Well, I mean, you can see here, it's absolutely crazy at the start of the parade. The London Borough of Barnet are just making their way through, and they are bringing something very special this year. I mean, I'm absolutely exhausted down here just from the energy of these performers, and I just don't know how they're doing it. So back to you guys, Caroline and Bob, and enjoy.
He's exhausted watching, Bob, watching.
I think he's going to be on the floor next time we see him. No, Joe. Keep standing up, Joe. Keep with it.
My heart's bleeding for him right now, down there enjoying all that the parade has to offer. Enjoy your messages as well. Hashtag LNYDP. Hello to Reynolds, who's very much behind Wandsworth, their favourite at the moment. Shouts in there for Hackney as well. A reminder, you can vote for your favourite London borough via the website. Do post up any photos of where you're watching around the world. Some eating breakfast at the moment, watching the samba and enjoying that early start to watch the bands too.
this is one of the borough entries we're looking. They're performing to the crowd as they go on. Of course, as the parade progresses, so it slows down a little bit, and so the first groups coming through, they probably take about 30-35 minutes to make the route. By the time we get to the end of the parade, it's probably taking them the best part of an hour to do it, and so it's all the harder work for the guys towards the end because they have to keep performing. Because one of the big rules of London's New Year's Day Parade is you don't just walk through and perform in this finale area where we are, Caroline. You have to keep going all the way through. It's very important that you do.
We're just awaiting him in front of us, Monty Panesar, former England cricketer who was those.
I think England could do with him out there in South Africa right now, quite honestly.
Yes. For those that love your cricket, England haven't been doing so well. Lost the first test against South Africa. And Monty, fine bowler in his time.
Would you like to describe what cricket's all about to our viewers in the United States of America, or is that something a job that's beyond?
It was once cruelly described.
You have managed to tell us how, or get us to understand American football, which frankly is a little bit beyond me, Caroline. So it must be within your powers to tell people what cricket's all about in the US.
Well, very much like American football, actually, the skill that goes into the game itself, and best observed from above. Cricket has various forms from 2020, which is the shorter form of the game, lots of adrenaline in that. Essentially, take your baseball bat, place it at your feet, and have someone running in towards you, bowling a ball at you some 100 miles an hour. The aim is to try and hit that ball as far and as hard as you can. You get a 6 if you clear the boundary rope. If you go for your old home run, as it were, you can get a 4 if it skids along, hits the rope, and then ends up over it. You could be caught out.
I like the sound of this. I think it might catch on, this game.
Yeah, it might do.
Pretty good, yeah.
There's a silly mid-off. There's googlies, other such bowling terms I can bring in for you if you want. We've exhausted my cricket knowledge.
Everybody,
now.
that is your cricket lesson of the day. Later, please, my American football lesson. But never mind. Now some more cheerleaders. I think that would be probably the third group of cheerleaders we're beginning to see there. There's 4 of them coming through today altogether. We're going to see plenty of more cheerleader performances before London Parade 2020 is over. But in the meantime, we have got a phenomenally talented and really amazing looking marching band coming into the arena now. Do you want to tell us all about the Saints Brigade?
Well, they're from Portchester, New York, and we saw them a couple of days ago, and the joy of them is they're from 11 to 60, all age ranges catered for. They've come together to make this wonderful noise, the colour and the spectacle that is Saints Brigade Drum and Bugle Corps. is an image, a memento from the Saints Brigade Drum and Bugle Corps. They look great, they sound great, and they're bringing the performance of Somebody to Love by Queen to London.
Amazing. Under the direction of Frank Barcella, as you said, Caroline, from Portchester, New York. A community-based non-profit organisation where its members learn musical enrichment and performance skills through activity and the arts. And they strive to instill qualities such as honesty, dedication, teamwork and pride. And that really shows in what they did today. And they were also at your I keep calling it your show, at Covent Garden, and they really wowed the crowd there. And I think they must have done the same around the parade here at LMYDP 2020. Absolutely fantastic. And what uniforms and those masks.
We can't have favourites, can we? But
I don't have
those
favourites.
Uniforms.
Yeah,
was something
I think
special.
we can have favourite uniforms, if not favourite bands.
Well, then
and they were really
I'm
good.
claiming that.
Yeah, okay. Oh, look, we're beginning to see the Chinese dragons, and that's a dragon. And we're going to see some lions, and we're going to see some... Now, we've got Chinese New Year fairly soon, too, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. Again, chatting a couple of days ago to some of those and the costumes that they've made, particularly for these events as well. It's not just our boroughs that have been spending all year putting the costumes together. Next up, this is the London Borough of Haringey, home to the football club Tottenham Hotspur, which is also host to a couple of NFL games in London when they come over to London as well. Brand new stadium. They're home to Adele, to Ian Rankin, the author as well, Adele the singer. This is Greener Haringey, celebrating diversity as well. All of these boroughs, with their charities and their smiles and performing to win the borough competition. Haringey won the top prize yet, have they?
No, Haringey, in fact, I don't know that they've ever won terribly much in the competition. They've been in quite a few times, but so far haven't had much luck. But I think this year they've made a lot more effort than they have done in the past, and I've got a bit of a hunch they might just get somewhere this year in the competition. And it would be really, really nice because their mayor this year is Sheila Peacock, Councillor Sheila Peacock, and she has been mayor of Haringey on at least 3 other occasions that I can remember. Very, very popular in the borough, very, very dedicated to the people of Haringey up there in North London. And it would be so deserving if she were to win something for her charities, which are for disabled and vulnerable children, lymphoma action, and the Friends of Pembury Nursery of Childhood. So it'd be really good if she were to get something.
People's Vote's online now, lnydp.com, to vote for your favourite borough. Seeing the Heroes for Charity.
Yeah, exactly.
Them a little bit earlier. They've been joined by Boogie Storm, who were on Britain's Got Talent as well. Another of the Britain's Got Talent performers that we've got in the parade. Some famous faces that you can pick up. There are actually some famous faces, most of them in the costumes that you won't see, some famous actors that walk amongst us here.
So I get it. I'm trying to work out, oh, there's the Joker down there. Is that the Joker? I think it is, yeah, a bit frightening.
Harry Potter
what else
in
are we
there?
looking at here? We've got, oh, there we have the Stormtroopers, is it? And what else have we got?
I mean, I thought maybe one day I could be a stormtrooper.
I think you'd make a brilliant stormtrooper.
I don't think it would fit now.
No,
but
no,
I'd
sure
still give it a go. Big Bird as well from Sesame Street.
There's a surprise for us all.
Yeah. That is a good choice of costume when it's a chilly London day, is it not?
Yep.
And the stormtroopers there just finishing things off. Looking children.
Well, that young lady there doesn't seem that impressed, but there we go. We're just catching a glimpse there of the Hempfield Area High School Spartan Marching Band. They'll be making their first appearance today in London's New Year's Day Parade under the direction of Brian Tychinski. And a couple of hundred of them coming to perform for us. And they have brought with them a whole host of their parents who weren't going to miss out on seeing the Hempfield Area Spartan Marching Band make their first ever performance at London's New Year's Day Parade. And they, just for us, are going to be performing something very, very British, which is...
Lady Madonna, John Lennon and Paul McCartney.
Doesn't sound much like it to me, but anyway.
Version.
Ah, yes, it is. Now I can get it.
Well, there they go then, the Henfield Area Spartan Marching Band from Pennsylvania. They hold sales throughout the year to raise money to come here. Just wondered whether they could have maybe thrown us one of their sandwiches that they make to raise money.
Between 12,000 and 14,000. You think they might have one or two spare?
Incredible.
But anyway, no, they're terrific, weren't they? Hope they come back. I really enjoyed them. Hempfield Area Spartan Marching Band, Greensburg, Pennsylvania, under the direction of Brian Tychinsky.
Just trying to work out what 12 to 14,000 sub sandwiches would look like and how I'd go about demolishing them. Let's go.
Probably feed all the Queen's horses.
Yeah, maybe dumping me off the back. Let's go and see what Sarah's up to.
I tell you, we've got some fantastic outfits here, all from South America, aren't they? Tell me about Carnival de Pablo.
Well, the parade it's magical.
It's magical. Have you enjoyed being in the parade? Have you enjoyed yourself today? Oh,
very happy.
Muy contenta. Very, very happy. That's what I loved. You look fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Ah, she loves Londre.
Thanks very much, Sarah. Thank you. We're looking forward to seeing them down here at the Parliament Square end of the parade. We're looking at a few minis there.
British
the
icon.
British icon,
course.
designed by Alex Isigonis. A British icon. Anyway, and I remember I have of my celebrated age. I can remember when the Mini was first produced. And do you know how much it cost when it first came out?
To buy the first Mini, £50.
No, come on, it's not that. £416 is the answer to the question.
I wasn't that far off. Relatively speaking.
Well, only sort of 800% off, yeah.
I imagine to buy one of the older Minis now would probably cost you several
probably set you back a fortune. And of course, maintaining them is the skill of the thing. But many people do. Anyway, we have now got the Southmore High School Marching Band from Moore, Oklahoma. Second appearance at London's New Year's Day Parade. London's New Year's Day Parade has had a fair bit to do with helping the community at Moore, because a couple of years before they first came to London, the whole of Moore in Oklahoma was virtually destroyed by a tornado. And one of the great things that Adam Newhorter, the director of the band, wanted to do was give them the hope and inspiration of coming to London to help restore the community of Moore, and it did that, and they're back again this year. So let's listen to Southmore High School under the direction of Adam Newhorter performing Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon.
High School Marching Band.
How about that, everybody? The Southmore High School Marching Band from Moore, Oklahoma. Director Adam Newhorter performing Shut Up and Dance. What a terrific group they are, and what a wonderful embellishment they've been to London's New Year's Day parade, performing all the way along that 1.5 mile route and then entertaining everybody at the end just brilliantly. So I think we're now going to go and see what Sarah's been up to halfway up Whitehall there. Sarah.
I have Shirley here, who lives in London but comes from Bolivia. Your outfit is amazing, Shirley. How have you enjoyed the parade?
Oh, we enjoy it every year. We're part of the London Parade for many years now, and we always enjoy. We love the people who applaud and then enjoy themselves, and they enjoy the dancing as well. So it's good for us to show what we have back home.
It does, and the outfits are so fantastic. Tell me about your outfit.
Well, the outfits are made in South America, in Bolivia. We bring them from there. Every year they change different, like 6 sequins. Now we have like frogs, like dragons and things like that. So every year we change it. So every year we bring different costumes. So
it's beautiful. You've really brought South America to the streets of London. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Shirley.
Much. I hope you enjoy. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks, Sarah. Thank you very, very much indeed. We're now looking at the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham. What do we know about the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham, Caroline?
Well, King William I once resided there in 1066-67 whilst the Tower of London was being constructed.
Are you serious?
Yes. No, I am. Sir Alf Ramsey, who, of course, famous manager of England's World Cup winning football team back in 1966. But more importantly, the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham and their entry for this year's London Boroughs competition. Barking Dagenham loves London, and this is their entry for
And we love Barking and Dagenham, actually, because they are the only borough to have appeared in every single London's New Year's Day parade since the start. And I think they're the only borough, well, I'm sure they're the only borough, they have to be, to have won some sort of prize every single year. And I hope they'll be doing, well, I'm not biased. I can't say anything about it, but they're going to win something again. Down to the well, it's sort of down to the people's vote, actually, because there's two, yes, and the judges, the people's judges and the people's vote. So how do people do the people's vote?
lnydp.com is the address. Or just
I'll get the hang of this eventually.
Have a look at Google for lnydp.com for the people's vote as well. Just to remind you about being here and around the world, Jordan has just used the hashtag LNYDP. I just wore my high school marching band uniform for the last time ever. I was 4,200 miles from home, surrounded by the best people I could have asked to spend these last 4 years with.
What a nice thing to say. We're now seeing some more, well, you can work that out. That's cheerleaders there, and they are at the top, if you like. They've just turned the corner of Piccadilly Circus, looking down Regent Street St James. We always used to call it Lower Regent Street, but it's Regent Street St James now, down towards the Duke of York steps and the Duke of York statue or monument, which is what you could have seen at the end there. Carnaval del Pueblo is joining us now, and wow is all I can say. I don't know how many of them there's going to be, but I know there's going to be a lot.
I think estimates of around 300 to 400 people part of this. They're hoping to create an understanding, talk about the vibrant cultural heritage of 19 Latin American countries. So they've brought a little taster of everything with them to London.
So we have to do some country spotting then, do we? Working out who's from where. I've got a feeling this band here is Mexican. I think the first ones we're seeing. I only know that because you were introducing them to me the other day in Covent Garden. So I'm not being that clever, Carol. But
includes Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, Cuba, Bolivia, and many, many more. You'll see the Bolivian parts of the entry when they come down. They've got a big bus with Bolivia on the front of it.
Bit of a clue, that one.
A little bit,
yeah.
So this is a combination of the music, but also the bold, bright costumes. We saw Sarah talking to someone just moments ago, explaining all the sequins and all the detail and work that goes into the Bolivian costumes that we saw a few moments ago. I love the cushion of ticker tape from all the bands that have performed.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Really. I mean, some of these costumes, some of the dresses are really wonderful. And, you know, when they do that swirl thing, whatever, I mean, I don't know what it's called.
Is that the
but when they do
term?
that, they look absolutely brilliant, don't they? And when they can do it in time to the music and everything, I think that's really fantastic. So that, I think, was Mexico, and maybe Colombia as well we've seen go on through there. And next, I think, it's the giveaway, as you said. I think any minute now we're going to see Bolivia on. There we go. Pretty much good on cue that was, wasn't it? San Miguel Santimon from Bolivia. And the costumes, I mean, they're very different, the costumes of the Bolivian dancers from those of the Mexicans that we've just seen and the Colombians. But no less fantastic in the amount of work that goes into the bejeweling of them. They're absolutely wonderful. Quite something to see on the streets of London on first day of the new year.
I said it was about music and dance too, but food and cultural traditions as well. The huge diversity represented in this city of London and here in the city of Westminster.
And forgive me if I just put in a little tease for the 2021, cannot believe I'm saying this, New Year's Day parade. Keep watching for next year, everybody, because we're going to have some fantastic marching bands, one of the best marching bands in the world, I think, from Costa Rica coming next year. More later about that. Just seeing some Chinese up there in Piccadilly, Lower Regent Street, and of course, here's some more of our cheerleader friends. But let's see if we can't go back and take a look at some of these Carnaval del Pueblo people, because they really are fantastic here in the arena. We're looking at them live. You're looking at cheerleaders. You're going to see cheerleaders again in a few minutes.
Each of the cheerleading groups performing in front of us, but those costumes, as you were saying, I mean, the great thing about it is at least the hours, the effort
it's phenomenal, isn't it? I mean, every single one must take a huge amount of work. It really, really does. Anyway, we'll leave Carnaval del Pueblo because we're going to be able to come back and look at more of them in just a minute. And I think Joe would like to see us, and probably coming on the last time, we're going to go and join Joe up there in Piccadilly at the start of the parade.
Hello, well, it's definitely getting towards the end of the parade up this end, but we've got the Campo Verde High School Marching Band, who are absolutely fantastic. And any minute now, we're going to have one of my personal favourites, who are going to be FAKI, the Kimbanguist Brass Band. Now, they're a special band because they don't actually learn music, they just play everything by repetition and start when they're just 4 years old. Back to you guys.
Joe, that sounded more like a threat than a promise, but I've actually heard FAKI before, so I do know they're good, so that's okay. Here we are back with Carnaval del Pueblo. Now, can we work out where these ones come from? Which flag is that, Caroline? I'm not good on flags. Anyway, what costumes again? Oh, these are Bolivian still, I'm sure of that. These must be Bolivians. Yep, definitely Bolivian dancers here.
We've seen the various communities represented in London. We saw just a few moments ago the London Chinese community too. They'll be with us shortly. Also, in just a moment, if you're waiting for Lake Nona High School Sound of Lions from Orlando, Florida, they're on the way shortly. We've got the London Borough of Barnet and their entry coming in, and the Varsity All-American cheerleaders who we saw just moments ago. They'll be with us in the parade arena. It is 2:15 local time here in London. Just over an hour to go of the parade. And we're talking about the great charity work and the money raised by the parade too. Just your reminder to head on to the website. All part of that is the borough's competition. You can be one of the People's Judges for this year, lnydp.com.
People's Judges at every commentary point around the route, and of course the finale area here where we are watching from where we're watching the Carnaval de Pueblo. Actually, we've now dashed back to the London Chinese up there with their dragons, and we'll be seeing them through here at the performance arena before too long. We have a very special panel of judges comprised of the Deputy Lieutenant, founding patron of the parade, Roger Bramble. We have the High Commissioner of Bangladesh, Lady Armstrong and Her Majesty's Marshal of the Diplomatic Corps, Alistair Harrison. They're making the final judgment on the boroughs from a completely unbiased point of view as they come through here at the end of the parade route. So it's going to be very interesting. We'll start to get some of the first judging scores through before too long, because once the parade's fed out of Piccadilly out of the start, then the judges up there at the beginning of the parade will be sending in their score sheets, and so we'll get a bit of an idea of how things are going for the London boroughs. Meanwhile, looking at the London Chinatown Chinese entry, they're gearing up on the 1st of January, our New Year, for their New Year, which this year is quite early actually for Chinese New Year. I think it's towards the end of January. It normally comes in February. And next year we'll be celebrating the year of the rat.
Celebrating.
It will be celebrating.
Yes, too true. Too true. And still seeing some of the Carnival del Pueblo colour and sounds brought through as well. There's a cheer for Colombia then coming up and around the back of this latest part of the parade. Again, just all those handmade costumes there. Use the hashtag LNYDP. Had a couple of messages in from Ohio after seeing some of those great marching bands come through. Ibby's been in touch saying, remember going to the New Year's Day parade when I was young, such a joyful and great way to start the new year.
There you go. It exactly is that. And when you look at these colourful costumes from Carnaval del Pueblo, from all of the Latin countries and all of the Central America, absolutely fabulous. And they bring so much life, so much colour, so much fun to the streets of the city of Westminster, the heart of London, on New Year's Day. But remember, this isn't just about the heart of London, the centre of London. This is all about the whole of London, all 31 boroughs and both the cities that make up this great metropolis of ours. Perhaps, no, not perhaps, definitely the greatest city in the world. Well, definitely today, anyway. 1st of January, New Year's Day, always the greatest city in the world.
Let's have a quick check-in with Dan.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Alison from Bolivia has just completed the parade. How was it? What was the best experience out there for you, Alison?
Well, it's my first time in here in this part of life, but I so love for this because I love dancing. My culture is so diverse. There are a lot of dancing. You know, you see everybody. You see it. So I would like to you.
Well, it's been lovely having you. Thank you so much for representing Bolivia so well. You guys look beautiful. Come back again, won't you?
I'm gonna do it.
Come on, you're going to have to brush up that Spanish there.
Not for our next act, because this is purely the noise of petrol. Moto Stunts International, UK's biggest independent stunt display team. They love performing here at London's New Year's Day parade.
Is this where I have to look away because of the insurance policy? No, it's okay, isn't it?
You'll be all right.
All
or
right.
At least they
They're
will
professional, I think.
Yes, they are. Many world records they've got. They've broken, jumping over 118 people and riding through 25 walls of fire. Not sure we'll see that. We might.
Well, we did have fire earlier. Do you remember Marshall University brought fire to the parade? I was a bit nervous about that too. But no, I don't think we're going to get any fire from the day. But we are going to... Here we go. We're going to get this leap over, I think anyway, over that ramp and then fly through the air and hopefully land on the ground before they reach the end of the performance arena. But they're just building up to this now and making sure the ramp is secure there. And here we go. Close your eyes, Caroline.
Just need the crowd to tell you.
Yeah, he made it. Oh, is he still alive? That's good.
He's all right.
Excellent.
Just as impressive then, we saw a shot of our own cameraman riding his own motorised vehicle there. There we go. I don't think he's going to jump over anything.
I think he really should. What a brave man. What a brave man he is there, mixing with motor stunts. That's our cameraman down there on the Segway. That's really quite incredible. Anyway, there he is. There he is. He doesn't even look nervous, does he?
Oh, look, one-handed as well.
Oh, I know, that's pretty impressive. There we go. Another. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that one wasn't so good. Come on, he could have flown a lot higher than that. I'm getting a bit blasé about it all now. So
Really?
let's just see another one. Yeah.
You could have done that, could you?
Well, that would have been so easy,
There's a
wouldn't it?
wheelie
Don't
as
you
well.
think? Yeah, that was simple. Oh, hello. What's he doing here?
That's,
Oh, I could.
I mean, you'd like me to point out the tech. I've already given it a stab at cricket. I'm not sure I can go on the old moto stunts.
Of course you can. You can do any sport, Caroline. I know you.
Now, there looks like there might be some fire happening shortly. I mean, I'm no
Yeah, that
great...
looks as if it could be a bit far. No, it's going in. No.
He's decided to keep that for the horses later.
think-
A little munch.
Well, you know, horses need a lot of food after this. At least 10,000 subs.
That was helpful, the all, then. Okay, we're going to have another big jump now. He's taking a run up at it. I'm giving a go at the commentary. Back on one wheel, and no, he's not going to go over the jump. See, what they're doing is he spins his back wheel to create the smoke that they're then going to jump through. So no need for those, you know, smoke cannons.
Is that what they call burning rubber? Is that what they? Oh, okay, that's what he's doing.
Creating his own smoke illusion. So now the rider can't see the ramp to add a little bit extra to it.
A little bit more drama to it.
Yeah.
No, he's missed it, look. No, it's okay. No, I don't think he was meant to go there. Oh, no, here we have... This is fire time. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
they didn't tell us they were going to do this, Carol. Anyway, here we go. Let's see what happens next.
Number of the revving up. It won't surprise you to know there was not a lot of forewarning as to what they were going to do. So we're a little bit in the dark, but there's the rubber burning again. Oh, he's just checking it's gone out. No. There you go. That's one way to put it out. There we go. I think I had one of those on the hard shoulder the other day, hit a pothole. That's how I fixed it too.
Yes, I do not believe you, Miss Parker. Anyway.
Moto Stunts International then. They'll shortly be leaving the arena. They are the UK's biggest stunt display team. We have another marching band on its way into the arena just behind Moto Stunts.
But I don't blame them. They're keeping well clear of Moto Stunts because, well, they seem to keep coming in the right direction, but you never know. Here we go. Over the ramp again, I think. Oh, right, now we're over. Oh, here we go. Now, that was, oh, and another. Oh, I thought they're all going. Oh, no, he's not. No, he didn't do it. Oh, come on.
It's the hope that gets you. They're getting the crowd going.
And they're going to go one after the other, I think.
This time.
Here we go.
There you go. I think we should explain the surreal situation of seeing a stunt like that done on these main streets of London. We're just in the shadow of the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, I'm
seats of power here in the UK.
I don't think this has been seen too often, not since Jeremy Clarkson did something similar around the Cenotaph not too long ago. But anyway, that's another story.
And there goes Moto Stunts.
That's Moto Stunts, UK.
So next up into the arena then, just a short march away from us, we'll see a marching band from Orlando, Florida. And we have marching bands from across the USA represented here today.
We do, right from the West Coast to the East Coast, to the North, to the Midwest, everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
Another of the steel bands too, from the London Borough entries. We've got Enfield still to come, the London Borough of Barnet to come as well. I wonder how it works. Your vote's already open for the people's vote, but that's just part of the voting process for the London boroughs. There are judges positioned around the route. They'll be having their say mainly in who wins London Borough. Packed out then along the parade route, 2.2 miles. 300 million watching around the world, and here over 500,000 watching on the streets of London. And those are the final members of the 10,000 strong parade coming through about an hour before we get to
the end of the parade. Yeah, there's Bloco Fogo. Actually, they're going to be really entertaining when they get here. And I wonder if Sarah's got anything for us, or if Joe is up there at the end. Maybe Joe could tell us how it's all finishing up there at Piccadilly, because we'd love to see the last group come through that finishing arch there.
They've seen the London School of Dole come through there before for their third consecutive year in the parade. Campo Verde High School, they're ready to play. We'll see those a little bit later as well.
So we have Lake Nona High School bravely following Motor Stunts UK into the arena to give their performance. Lake Nona High School from Orlando, Florida. Very first time they've been to us here at London's New Year's Day Parade, under the direction of Michael Weintraub. And they'll be performing the Lake Nona High School fight song. Every high school band in America has got their own fight song, which is kind of a pep song to get the football crowds really going. And what you have to hope for always is that the review of the football match, or the report on the football match every week, is not the best thing about the match was the band. But we like it when it is. There we go.
That's the reason why they're here.
High School. That's exactly so.
The school's mascot then, as you say, the lion, the school colours as we can see them in now, the navy blue, the silver and the white.
So here we go, Lake Nona High School, Sound of Lions. High School, Sound of the Lions from Orlando, Florida. Michael Weintraub, director. First appearance, London's New Year's Day Parade. And as they leave the arena, we are now going to see in the arena, or passing through the arena anyway, the entry from the London Borough of Barnet. Nice leafy borough to the north of London. What is there in Barnet that we know about, Caroline?
North of London, largest population of any of the London boroughs. Sir Roger Moore used to play James Bond.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
George
James
Michael. They both made the London Borough of Barnet their home. Also home to the Mighty Bees, there's two mighty bees in London when it comes to football teams.
What can I say? You know,
Barnet Football Club and the Hive.
I thought it was always Brentford. Never mind. There we go.
Another mighty bees.
Okay. So
the London Borough of Barnet and their entry for London Loves Life. The Mayor's charities as well, also important, and as they're promoting health and well-being, physical and mental, for the London Borough of Barnet. It's about the charity too that might benefit from the votes today. Mahogany Carnival Design were part of this. You can see the iconic Houses of Parliament that we are just in the shadow of here. Saracens Rugby Club, Rugby Union Club as well.
There's the Mayor up there, Councillor Caroline Stock, up on the float there in the middle. Obviously having a great time. In fact, they're still smiling. It can't be too cold out there. Must be good.
They don't need the umbrellas up, do they?
Well, no, they don't. But you know, the story is this. You carry an umbrella and it doesn't rain. Now, I have to say, actually, I think you'll remember this very, very well, but about 4 years ago, it had the temerity to rain during London's New Year's Day parade. Quite incredible. And it wasn't just wet, it was torrential, it was horrible.
We were swimming.
It didn't spoil the parade, everybody had a great time. But we decided we weren't going to let that happen ever again. And I'll tell you how we did that once we've taken a look here at Bandao Percussion Orchestra from Italy, come to us all the way from Italy.
From Italy, closely followed by the varsity All-American cheerleaders. They'll be dancing to Everlasting Love, which is a bit of a contrast to Bandao.
Absolutely. Well, that Bandao could keep any party going, couldn't they? To all hours. Anyway, here we come with the third group from varsity All-American cheerleaders. What are they performing to, Caroline, this time?
They are performing to Everlasting Love.
There you go, varsity All-American cheerleaders. Universal Cheerleader Association, National Cheerleader Association cheerleaders, the best from all across the United States of America. These students, or these cheerleaders, are selected from summer camps that they attend every year, and a very, very small percentile from all of the 250,000 or whatever young American people, male and female, who go to cheerleading camp every summer. A very small percentile of those are selected and made into All-Americans and given the opportunity to come and perform here in London. And that was the third group. We've got one more to come, one more still to come today from Varsity Spirit. Fantastic organisation, enjoying their 32nd year at London's New Year's Day Parade. But what's coming in now then, Caroline, we're going to have a look at?
Colton Joint Unified School District All-Star Band under the direction of Victor Torres. They'll be performing Liberty Bell March. And they're from California. A little bit warmer than here in London.
Yeah, they're right down south in California, these guys, and a huge effort for these people to be able to come, because they come from some of the lesser affluent parts of Southern California, and they've had to work incredibly hard to have this opportunity to come. Here they go, Colton Joint Unified School District All-Star Band. There they go, Colton Joint Unified School District All-Star Band. Now, you probably guessed that wasn't the Liberty Bell March.
No.
By John Philip Sousa, but, you know, life's full of surprises. I always like to hear Hey Baby is always great, isn't it?
I love that they're comprised of the 3 high school bands we talk about: Bloomington, Colton High and Grand Terrace High School.
Victor Torres, great guy, good director, and we've got just a quick glimpse there of Newport before we go, and I think we can. They must have nearly everybody through the start now. In fact, I can see they have. And so, if Joe's available up there, why can't we hear what's going on up there from Joe, please?
Well, I'm not sure you'll be able to hear me, because just as you've cued me in, I've got the Newport High School marching band right behind me, and they are fantastic. So we're coming up to the end here in Piccadilly. We've got about 5 entries there. So I'm a little bit sad, but I'm going to be running down the parade route, or doing a Dan Lob as it's known, and I'm going to be hopefully coming to watch everyone else from Whitehall.
I reckon you can run faster than Dan Lob, Joe.
So about 50 minutes then before the end of the parade down here, London's New Year's Day parade. Thank you to everyone that's been in touch so far and got #LNYDP trending around the world. This is London Chinatown Chinese Association. We saw them right at the start, set up over 40 years ago for the Chinese community, about getting businesses involved in Chinatown as well. There's the 30-foot dragon, part of this too. Dancing lions and dancing pandas. And they organise the autumn and then the New Year celebrations as well.
Well, of course, it's not long before the Chinese themselves celebrate Chinese New Year, which is the 26th of January this year, bringing in the Year of the Rat. And there'll be so many celebrations throughout the heart of London, particularly obviously in Chinatown, which is fairly logical when you think about it, which is in the heart of London in Westminster, where we are now, but just off Shaftesbury Avenue there, bounded by Shaftesbury Avenue, Piccadilly Circus and so on. Anyway, that's the London Chinatown Chinese Association. They really do know how to perform, and they are so colourful. I mean, they could take on the Latin Americans any day, and it would be a very, very close contest, wouldn't it? But they bring so much diversity, colour, life and joy to the streets of London every New Year's Day, both ours and theirs.
officially the largest Chinese New Year celebrations outside of Asia via the Chinese New Year Festival. Let's go see how Dan's getting down on the parade routes.
Oh yeah, I'm here with Joseph, another of our American friends who has done the whole parade with this apparatus wrapped around him. Oh wow, it opens out, that's amazing. Tell me, how was it?
Oh man, it was an experience. I've always wanted to be in a parade, and for this to be my very first parade is amazing. It was awesome. It's really unexplainable.
What do you make of the city, the crowds?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's definitely not like San Bernardino, that's for sure.
No, we have nice weather here, don't we? It's probably awful in California.
Oh, well, it gets hot, but you know, it's really nice here.
It's lovely to have you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And you've got a few days off now to go and see the sights?
Yeah, tomorrow should be my free day off. So.
Have fun. Thank you, Joseph. Give us a little tinkle. You don't do tinkles, do you? What do you do with drums? Joseph. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
That was nice. Thank you, Dan.
Not quite a tinkle of the ivories, was it?
No, it wasn't even a drum roll, was it? But there you go. Who we got now? Croydon. Now Croydon, I heard, are tipped to be contenders for top prizes this year. I'm told they're really, really good. The mayor of Croydon, Humayun Kabir, has taken a huge interest in the Croydon entry this year. And so what's it all about? What are they doing? They are representing their community, energy and passion for life, which is fitting our theme very nicely, so that means getting a lot of points there. They've got a local singer, Roger Samuels, performing along the way, joined by a location performance groups Makaton Sing, Sign, Music and Dance.
London loves life, the theme of this year, and London is life. In Croydon, our hearts beat. From the South Londoners, Croydon was mentioned in the Doomsday book, home to actress Emily Blunt and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. You have Sherlock, or he writer of and creator of.
Of Sherlock Holmes,
Holmes.
yes. Not the Benedict Cumberbatch version, of course. That's rather different.
May have been.
Yes, it is. London Borough of Croydon going through there. Steel band.
Next up, Edward C. Reed High School Raider Band from Nevada. Our next marching band into the arena, performing Band Yell.
There we go, the Edward C. Reed High School Raider Band under the direction of Ron Eichstadt from Sparks, Nevada. Sparks is sort of on the outskirts of Reno, Nevada.
It's hot, Bob. It's hot.
Well, it can be cold up there too, actually, believe it or not.
They do their band practice early morning to ensure that the stifling desert heat isn't too much.
Cold evenings, though. Cold evenings,
well,
believe you me. There we go.
I can go for the desert heat around about
That's
now,
their
though.
first time here at London's New Year's Day Parade. Ron Eichstadt, actually a former student of a very good friend of London's New Year's Day Parade, the famous band director Gary Locke from the Riverside Community College Band. And it's Gary who chose Ron to bring his band here to London to entertain us. And I thought they were really good. What have we got coming through now? Veteran Cycle Club.
The bikes you used to have as a kid, Bob. out there now. The veterans.
I used to have a penny farthing, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I couldn't reach the pedals.
Well, I know that's not true. This is the Veteran Cycle Club, founded back in 1955. About 2,500 members. This is the largest of its kind in the world. These many bikes you'll see in there. You saw the penny farthing, the old racing bikes in there as well. And all the gear too, the lovely old cycle caps, Cyclismo cycle caps as well. I think the beard is optional, but it certainly adds to the effect.
Yeah, no, it's pretty something. I was just looking at the guy on the penny farthing there, but anyway, we're looking at a marching band here at the moment, which is one of the last marching bands coming through. I think this is the marching band that's actually going to be our finale band today from West Boca Raton in Florida, but we'll be seeing them in a while. Let's, for the time being, oh look, what on earth are we? I don't know what they are. They must be one of the London Borough entries, I would imagine. Perhaps it's Enfield. We're going to be seeing them before too long. Enfield always have some fantastic outfits for us to enjoy here. And that looks like the White House stuck in the middle there. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see.
Just some of the many messages. This from Marcy. Hiya, Marcy. Thanks for watching. She says she just had a lovely cold walk and now watching London New Year's Day Parade. Loving so many bands, many from the USA, but love the diversity of the marchers too. Love London, says Marcy. We've got Sutton Council coming up shortly, the London Borough of Sutton.
Well, right now we're looking at
across from the pond. There's some of the NYPD.
US Cop Corps always a problem, but as we're seeing here, we've got the London School of Dole. Those fantastic rhythms that they managed to produce, the London School of Dole. Another group that you had in Covent Garden the other day that really, really impressed everybody. And Jay Jr., who leads that group, has seen that grow over the years, and they are now the #1 school for Dole in Great Britain, in actual fact. And I really, you can get into that rhythm, can't you?
I had a little go at drumming with Jay and his team when they were down in Covent Garden just a couple of days ago, and such a wonderful, wonderful band to be part of. So this, one of the other London Borough entries we'll see in just a moment. The love of football, of course, here in London in particular, home to Wembley, the National Football Stadium. That might be a little bit of an indication whether that's could be.
I think that's a bit geographically challenged there, actually, because I've got a feeling that Wembley's in Brent. But never mind.
So this isn't Brent then, is that what we're saying? Possibly might be.
Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what we get to see.
We're expecting the London Borough of Enfield into the main arena too. But coming up in just a moment, we've got sort of some more of the brass bands through, the American cop cars that we saw shortly, a Bloco Fogo Samba band, who, again, another of those bands that will have them up on their toes down here in Parliament Square. We've got skaters and the Murrieta All-Star Marching Band. A little bit earlier on, we had a couple of those watching from back home, waiting to see the Murrieta All-Star Marching Band. Whatever time it is with you back in California at the moment, they will be with us.
Where are we in California? Well, actually, it's not an unreasonable time in California now. 7 o'clock, we're coming up to 7 o'clock in the morning.
10
Breakfast
to 3
time
here in London. In the UK, breakfast being had, watching London's New Year's Day Parade in California. This is Newport Pride Marching Band. They've made it quickly from the start, where we saw them a few moments ago.
Yeah, they're making quick progress. They've nearly made it to Piccadilly Circus, I think, and they have fantastic uniforms, don't they? I love their hats, their helmets, their shakos, as they call them.
It's the 2020 really glasses at the front there that are perfect to bring in the new year. And more clearly, we see them performing down in the main parade arena with us, just down by Parliament Square, but they're performing all the way along the 2.2 miles of the route. Hundreds of thousands of people who've got up, getting down to London for lunchtime, midday start here. And now, nearly 3 hours in, we're approaching the end of the parade.
Okay, so we've got more Dole drummers, but this time from the London Borough of Enfield. Councillor Kate Analu is the Mayor of Enfield. Enfield were winners of the London Borough's competition a number of years ago with some pretty fantastic mechanical animal entries. But this year, they've got a really good chance again, I think, because that's some impressive and extraordinarily loud dole drumming that's coming through from Enfield Carnival.
Enfield Carnival, their entry then talks about the theme of the parade, London Loves Life. We've got volunteers from all over Enfield who help make a difference to those that live in the borough. And those that organise the carnival in Enfield, they've been part of this entry this year. So they'd like to thank Enfield Carnival. Once home Enfield to the singer Amy Winehouse. Lovely green parks in the borough as well. A reminder, if you want to vote for your favourite borough and be part of the judging for this year's London's Borough competition, you can head to lnydp.com and get involved there.
And we should be getting some, now that the last things have passed through the start of the parade, we should be getting some ideas fairly soon, Caroline, of how the borough judging's been going with the people's judges all the way along the route, because I think we'll be getting some of the score sheets come through to us and we'll be able to give some sort of idea of how we're going before too long. Anyway, what have we got coming in now? We've got
Campo Verde High School.
Coyote Pride.
It's one of the top marching bands in Arizona.
Actually, we were out there not too long ago working with them, and they did a fantastic show for us for American Public Television. And we heard then that they are actually the state champions of Arizona. So they're a really, really good band. First time in London. Campo Verde High School Marching
Let's have a listen.
Band. The greatest sing-along tune of all time, isn't it? But I didn't hear you, Caroline.
I don't like to brag.
Oh.
You can't sing about yourself all the time, Bob. Sweet Bob by Neil Diamond. Yes, that was known.
Doesn't have the same sort of ring to it, does it? When you think about it. Campo Verde High School Coyote Pride Marching Band from Campo Verde, Arizona. First appearance at London's New Year's Day Parade. A seriously good band, and I do want to see them back here in London before too long.
I love
really,
how
really
they've tripled in size over the past few years as well, just showing the enjoyment, the pride that the local community has in their band.
Well, Matt Koscheck is an absolutely brilliant director, and the way he works with those kids is something really, really good to see. Really good band. Really enjoyed them.
Rotary International there. 1.2 million globally volunteers are part of Rotary International.
But let's go and see what's happening in the middle of Whitehall, where Sarah is expecting to be talking to us.
These guys want to make me get my roller skates and roller blades and everything else out. Honestly, the atmosphere has been so fantastic. We've just had drums going past me that you could feel in your chest. It was that loud. But these guys, they are whizzing past. Their outfits are amazing. And whoops, I think I'm about to get run over by one. But amazing, amazing sights to see today. Well done, guys. Everyone has really made an effort with their costumes and the outfits and the colour, and it really has been a lovely atmosphere. Back to you, Bob and Caroline.
Thanks, Sarah.
What would you pay to see? What would you pay to see those skaters jump over Sarah? and can we make it happen?
Well, you know, I think they could do it quite easily. A couple of our balloons here, the two last balloons from Megaflatables in the parade this year.
Look at that view, the Christmas lights hanging down as well just above. They just barely clear them as they duck under.
Yeah, well, they have to actually pull them right down to the road to get clearance on those lights. They can actually fly quite a lot higher if they were let to go to their natural height. But we have a series of characters for the parade, which you may or may not have seen over the years. And you look on our website, you'll see a whole lot of things. And this is our typical bandsman, our typical cheerleader balloon, just heralding the last two groups of both types there coming in. This is a band that Joe was talking about a while back as they came through the start on Piccadilly, called the FAKI, Kimbanguist band from the Congo. And as Joe said, this is a band that doesn't learn any music. They just do it all by repetition. And I made a very, very unfortunate remark and said, well, I wonder if that's going to be painful or great. I know it's going to be great. They're a really, really good band, FAKI.
From 7 to 70, a love of brass music shows with this band as well. A tradition dating back around about 6 decades. There are Kimbanguist brass bands in Africa and Europe and in America too. We talked about the logistics of getting all these bands into London as well, and you can just see with the instruments as well the difficulty and how every year it comes off. This London's New Year's Day Parade 2020, seeing in the new year here in the capital city after the fireworks of the night before, thousands lining the streets through London off the parade route from up in Piccadilly down to here in Parliament Square. As we approach the last half hour, keep your messages coming. Hashtag LNYDP. That's one way to get through the streets of London quickly. Surround yourself
with cop cars.
A few cop cars.
Yeah, American ones though. Does that work here? I guess it does. But
this is the American cop cars, classic cars, and low riders. Outside of America, this is the finest combination of those vehicles that you'll see. All the police vehicles, actually, that you will see. That's not a police vehicle.
It's the low riders are doing this bouncing. Is that right? I don't know much about low. Well, yes, because each car has a bespoke hydraulic system which allows the front and back wheels to bounce along. It seems like a very uncomfortable ride.
As I say, good for avoiding lumps and bumps in the road that aren't here, of course. The American cop car that we're seeing. They're all police vehicles that were once working streets of America, since taken out of service as well. Some of them featured in TV shows, in movies around the world.
I'm just intrigued by these low riders. I mean, they look incredibly uncomfortable, but never mind. I mean, when you buy a Cadillac, you think you're going to buy something that's very, very smooth and comfortable and wonderful. Well, he's happy in there. Bouncing along.
Well, he does control it himself. It's not independent of thought and mind. It might be.
Well, I'll rent one, send you home if you like it, just so you can enjoy the ride. And that.
I was about to say this is the quietest they'll see the streets of London, but probably quite the opposite. The flags, the people.
Yeah, now these are all the kids from the Putnam City Orchestras in Oklahoma. They've come to perform in the concert series that we have along with the parade, which lasts from the 29th of December right through until the 2nd of January. We're performing concerts every night with some of the artists from this parade at the Cadogan Halls and John Smith Square, Southern Cathedral, that I was telling you about earlier. And these are, or they were, and we'll see them again in a while, some of the kids from Putnam City Orchestra. Now, what have we got here, Caroline? Do we know?
Bloco Fogo Samba.
Bloco Fogo Samba band.
It's a contemporary street samba band. Again, very much about all members of the community getting together and enjoying samba. Formed back in 2001. All about millennium funding right at the start then of that millennium. They take part in the marathon, samba festivals. But it is their very first London New Year's Day parade. than the skaters at London's New Year's Day parade, who we saw nearly running Sarah over a few moments ago. Skateboarders, electric boarders, rollerbladers, cyclists in there too. Anything on wheels will do.
Well, there we go with the skaters coming through the performance arena here. Very colourful, always good fun to have on the street. They didn't jump over Sarah, but never mind. And
she recovered,
but now
though.
let's go and see Sarah. I reckon she should still be standing, as they didn't, you know, have a confrontation with her, shall we say. Sarah, what's up?
I've got Councillor Ernest here from the London Borough of Brent. Look, this looks amazing, Ernest. Honestly, there must be so much work has gone into your entry this year. Tell me about it.
Mahogany is based in Brent, housing to be precise. We are getting ready for the big year London Borough of Culture. This is just the beginning of what you're going to see in Brent. So we are getting ready with mahogany, all the cultures, the diversity of Brent is what you're seeing, the tip of the iceberg. Come to Brent the whole of the year. From the Borough of Culture, we are going to launch on the January 18 to the UEFA in Wembley Stadium in June. It's all packed in Wembley this year. The mayor, NSS Aju, is welcoming you in Brent. Right. Come on and join us.
I tell you what, we're going to Brent, Ernest. You've sold it to us. It's brilliant. Look, good luck. I hope you win this year. Good luck for you.
Thank you very much. You're all welcome to Brent. Join us.
We're coming. Let's go to Brent.
Thank you.
Okay, see you in Brent, Sarah.
Of course, many great London boroughs all taking part in the London Boroughs competition that you can be part of as well. Now, here's a warning to Christmas Ash Tree, who got in touch with us using the hashtag LMYDP a couple of hours ago. The Marietta All-Star Marching Band are on their way. Ash had got up early to see the band, has been with us for the last couple of hours, and they will join us in the arena shortly.
Well, that's the Putnam City High School orchestra that I was talking to you about. Of course, they're not performing because you can't really perform with a cello or a viola or a violin or even a string bass on the streets of London. So they're just walking along there representing the Putnam City School District in Oklahoma, USA. And as I said, they were performing in some of our concerts, Cadogan and St. John Smith Square, over the last week. And to great acclaim, I hasten to add. And some of the students from that school are carrying our finale balloon, our last balloon, the marching bandsman balloon. There you go. So, well, there's the cheerleader one there. That's being carried by the kids from Stillwater High School. We'll talk about them and their concert in a while. And just in front of them, I think we had the London Borough of Sutton, last year's winners. But we'll talk about that when we get to see them a little bit better in a few minutes' time. Now, as I said to everybody just now, we were expecting to get the early indications of the way the scores are going on the London Boroughs competition. We haven't got them yet, but as soon as we get them... no, as soon as we get them...
the big build-up.
Well, I know. You know, got to keep it going somehow or other. Keep the excitement going. What do they have to do if they want to do a people's vote?
You need to head on to lnydp.com, lnydp.com. All the instructions are on there for the people's vote. Just part of the vote, part of the judging that goes towards deciding the London Boroughs competition for this year. All for charity, of course. £2 million raised for charity by the New Year's Day parade and the entries for the boroughs over the years. And again, it starts from January the 2nd, really, or the preparation for the borough competition. So here is the Marietta All-Star Marching Band from California under the direction of Dan Greenberg.
Wow, they were really good. Well, everybody was waiting for them for such a long time out there.
They're all-star, can't you?
You can definitely see why they're all-star. Really, really, really good band. They look great as well. But obviously, it's the first time we've had them as an all-star band. 3 schools came together to form this terrific group. And Dan Greenberg has worked really, really hard to get them to perform that well over here in London as a composite group. And I think they deserve every congratulations. I really hope that all of the schools from Marietta will come back and perform for us in London sometime in the future.
We have the Nogales High School Noble Regiment coming up in just a moment. Before that, though, it's the London Borough of Brent. We heard from the Mayor a few moments ago.
Very, very proud about the fact that they're going to be the cultural borough of London, borough of culture. Next year, I guess that'll be. Next year or this year? No, this year.
Young performers, dancers then representing their borough. They won first place, Enfield won first place in 2010. And the London Borough of Brent here with us. Magic of Brent 2020.
And I have to say, they look pretty good to me. Very, very colourful costumes. And all young performers and dancers from the Borough of Brent. Local organisation Mahogany Carnival Design created today's float and the entry. And it's great to see one of our civic mayors entering into the spirit of things in a very, very big way.
And there is the mayor dancing.
There he is.
As well.
Yep. We just had the interview, or Sarah was talking to him just now, and he was very, very clearly extremely proud of what his borough is going to be doing in the coming months. This really is a very good entry, Caroline, and I find it hard to believe that they're not going to be somewhere in the winner's circle this year. Not biased, not suggesting to anything. It's far too late for me to make any suggestions anyway now. But don't they look good, don't you think?
They've been judged along the route by our many judges there too. Still time for you though, lnydp.com to vote for your favourite borough. Hello to, she goes under the name Mrs. Shrek on Twitter. That's her name, she calls herself. Well, what a great parade. So proud of West Boca Vanguard. What a wonderful experience. Hashtag LNYDP.
Well, we're of course yet to see West Boca Raton Vanguard Band because they're going to be the finale band in this year's parade. So she must have been seeing them up route somewhere and really enjoying what they were doing. They are a terrific band. Another band that you had at your event, as I call it, Covent Garden just a few days back.
I love that a number of the bands as well have got GoPro cameras that they've been marching on top of their equipment too. So no doubt when they get home, those memories, those videos they'll have to show the families back.
But they were super colourful, Brent. I got another big nod there for Brent. They really were terribly, terribly good. Nogales High School Noble Regiment of Marching Band, La Puente, California. Band director is Brad Pollock. He's a really, really talented band director. Been at the school for a long, long time. We've been trying to snare this band. It seems like forever. We finally got them into London here, and I'm sure they're going to give us a very, very good show.
to the city of Westminster. You can see just how hard that band has worked to get here as well. I know they get great ratings across not just the state but across the country.
Yeah, they certainly
entertain
do.
and to perform for us today.
The Noble Regiment, I mean, is performed in the... But apart from London, which is the finest parade in the world, it's also performed at one of the other pretty good ones, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York in both 2008 and 2015. So they're a quality band, and I'd love to see Brad Pollock's band back here again sometime in the future. Now we're getting last year's winners of the London Boroughs competition, London Borough of Sutton, and they've always got something really, really creative and interesting for us to look at. Mayor this
South
year is a very
London.
good friend of the parade, Mohammed Sadiq. Where is Sutton? Somewhere down south there, isn't it?
South London.
Yes,
South London for the London Borough of Sutton. Again, performers of all ages taking part. It was £10,000 that they won for their local charities last time round. That's the prize for the London boroughs entering, and prizes that go through as well throughout those of the top winners this year. So Sutton's street life they're celebrating. London Loves Life very much themed this year. And the local singers, the Thorns.
And they've all responded to it brilliantly well.
Here's his moment to juggle.
He's going to juggle.
I don't know, I could walk on the
Well, perhaps
on
he's
the
not.
stilts and juggle.
Hang on, could you walk on stilts and juggle at the same time?
No.
Here we go. Yeah.
Couldn't do either. Both. Rub your tummy, pat your head, or is it the other way around?
But you can do samba now.
Don't like to brag.
What's that? Dottie's Tea House? I reckon there's a Dottie's Tea House in Sutton.
Well,
has to be.
Not today, it's on the move.
Oh, tell us all about this then. What's this about?
Rodney. Only Fools and Horses.
That's it.
A much-loved TV programme here in the UK and worldwide as well. And that's Del Boy and Rodney riding up front, Trotters Independent Traders, and their three-wheeled vehicle.
Nicholas Lyndhurst there.
Well, it might be the original.
Could be.
Hence why it's on the back of a
Looks too
trailer.
new for that. Oh, look, London Borough of Sutton, they are going to be up there again. Look, I'm talking about Brent, and all these boroughs towards the end are really setting the bar, aren't they? They're pretty good. They're setting the bar, they've already been set.
And there is Del Boy.
Where is Del?
There he
Del
is,
Boy?
walking alongside. Someone's lost want to buy a phone, I think he's saying there. Del Boy is known for trying to sell his wares in his TV programme. I thought he'd found a lost phone then, but I think he was just trying to sell it.
Del Boy, otherwise known as Sir David Jason. Yeah, yes, sir.
From East London, from Peckham to Washington next with the Newport Pride marching band. And you were raving about them right at the start of the parade.
Yep, they're really, really good. We're delighted to have them. It's only the second time we've ever had a group from the state of Washington, right up there in the northwest. And so we're really, really delighted to have this group from Bellevue, Washington, which is just outside Seattle. And the directors are Corey Edwards and Todd. And again, we don't know what they're going to perform, so it's going to be down to you, Caroline, to divine what it is they're playing. But
I'm on it.
Here we go. Newport Pride Marching Band performing for us.
Well, there was definitely a bit of a London musical theme in there. Technicolor Dreamcoat was in there, Joseph?
Yes, I even got that, believe it or not. Yeah.
Oh my
goodness, what's going on now? It's broken.
It's still going.
They're doing, more.
High fives all round. You're going to milk your opportunity if you get it, aren't you?
Come on, if you're in London on New Year's Day, in the greatest parade in the greatest city in the world, you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave the stage, do you? But they are now. Newport Pride Marching Band, Bellevue, Washington, having joined us for the first time here. Another great band, first timers. Come back, please. Very good.
We're off to southwest London next, and the London Borough of Merton will follow the Newport Pride Marching Band through the parade. Merton's London Loves Life. Councillor Janice Howard, the mayor, and they're just coming into the arena now. Home to Wimbledon, of course, the tennis courts, much warmer part of the year.
Absolutely. Very jealous of the mayor of Merton, because he or she always gets complimentary tickets to Wimbledon every year, which is but actually the mayor this year was very good with them. She sold her tickets to Wimbledon for charity, Councillor Janice Howard, so good for her.
British tennis, and he's a legend now, Andy Murray has the freedom
Sir Andy Murray, if you
of
don't mind.
Merton. Sir Andy Murray has the freedom of Merton after his exploits at Wimbledon, both in the championships and in the Olympic Games. They're celebrating London using the song London as well, that was written by Councillor Linda Kirkley.
Merton, of course, have great history in this competition. They've won so many times in the past. And again, they always have a very strong entry. They always take a lot of time and a lot of trouble with it. So let's see what's going to happen to them. Our last balloon, I think our cheerleader balloon has come down to earth a little bit.
I'd need carrying if I'd gone this far through.
Yeah, run out of air, but never mind. But of course, following them in are the real thing, not balloon cheerleaders, but the last of our groups. They are cheerleaders from National Cheerleader Association and Universal Cheerleader Association, known as Varsity All-American Cheerleaders. The amazing thing about these, I've got to say it again and again and again, is they come together just once to perform, just once to rehearse before they perform, and they turn out these fantastic shows for us year on year here in London with London's New Year's Day Parade. So it's the last time we see cheerleaders on the streets of the city of Westminster this year, but I'm sure they'll be back next year to entertain us. So this is the Varsity All-American Cheerleader Group performing to, dancing to High Hopes. There we go. For the last time this year, the Varsity All-American Cheerleaders from all across the United States of America, bringing their unique joy, energy, excitement to the streets of London for LMYDP 2020, heralding in the start of what's going to be a fantastic new decade.
A happy new year to the cheerleaders, to their families, and thank you once again for performing in London's New Year's Day parade. And after the mega inflatables that we see, this is a band person for the Putnam City High School Orchestra. As Bob was telling us earlier, from Oklahoma. They've been performing in many showcases. It's not just about the parade today, of course.
No, it's all about
the whole festival.
Precisely, the whole festival, and the in particular, we've got one great event still to come, which is the finale of the London International Choral Festival, which is in conjunction with LNYDP, held at Southwark Cathedral tomorrow evening, the 2nd of January, 7:45. A few tickets still left to see some of these great young musicians from overseas all over again. And go to ticketmaster.co.uk and come back to Southwark tomorrow and see some of these kids in action. Really, really good to see. Off goes our last balloon of the year, the kid from Putnam, Oklahoma, and on Rukam from West Boca Raton, running to keep warm down this, coming from West Boca Raton, Florida. The West Boca Raton Community High School Vanguard Marching Band, second appearance in London for this great group, under the direction of Larry Shane, probably the most charismatic of band directors you would ever find. And they're going to be bringing London's New Year's Day Parade 2020 to a fantastic conclusion for us.
Look at the crowds rolling down the streets behind them. They followed the marching band all the way through to this, their final performance.
Just fantastic. West Boca Raton High School Marching Band. And now for us to conclude London's New Year's Day Parade 2020. They are going to play our national anthem, British national anthem, from an American high school marching band. Well, there we go, everybody. That's it. London's New Year's Day Parade 2020. What a great start to a new decade. What do you think of that, Caroline?
The ticker tape, the fanfare, every one of the marching bands that we've been through have performed impeccably in front of us in this main arena, but not just here. From up at the very start of the parade up in Piccadilly, we've seen marching bands, we've seen giant inflatables, we've seen donkeys, Bob.
And we've seen donkeys, we've seen horses, we've seen some fantastic stunts on motorbikes, we've seen absolutely everything. Been brilliant. There you go, there was that great marching band, the Saints, and here's some minis, the iconic British car, and there we go, the veteran cyclists, just to show everything was there, marching bands. Oh, and there they go, the things that worry me, no end.
Well, thank you, Bob, for your company. Thanks to everyone else that's been involved using the hashtag LNYDP. That concludes London's New Year's Day Parade 2020. Wish you all the best for the new year. Thank you to everyone that's watched us on London Live and on American Public Television. We'll look forward to seeing you next year. Bye for now.